Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
And we are live today, ladies and gentlemen. Shock Joxx podcast here from Cherryville, North Carolina. Kevin Hastings Hunter Yancey here. Intern Tanner in between us. Say hello to the people, Tanner.
Hey, how's it going?
There you go. Hey. I think that's the most I've got him to talk on this show ever.
What's up, Tanner?
What's up?
Now, one of your objectives. Now he's one of our interns. Or the only intern right now. I mean, we've had a few, and working on some of that. We got to kick Zach's corner out here in a minute for that, and for the folks on the artwork. But one of Tanner's objectives that I wrote down is being more, open to talking publicly. Hunter is come out and talk.
Gotta
more.
say it with your chest.
He's an aspiring rapper, so if he wants to be able to perform, I know. It's different, but you got to be able to talk to folks, and a lot of times the business end, talking to people when you're not rapping or not doing the music
I'll say this too.
Is more important.
If you can talk on a microphone in front of no people, it will help you if you ever have to public speak in front of a lot of people. So this is just practice. That's just how you look at it. It's just practice.
Because then you'll just start listening to your own voice when you talk in front of people not caring. But you can pretend they're naked if you want.
I don't.
Have you ever had to do that, Hunter? You pretend that you're
don't do that.
talking to's naked.
Don't do that.
No.
I don't recommend that.
That used to be the big
That's what they would tell
advice.
you. Yeah.
Just pretend everybody in the room's naked.
Unless you see a bunch of old ladies out there.
Well, listen, I ain't telling you what to think about that. That's up to you.
I'm not. I'm not an ageist.
Listen,
Hunter. I mean Tanner. Those ladies. Experience counts, Hunter. I mean, Tanner. God, I'm going to call whoever's sitting in this seat Hunter, no matter who it is, just by turning and looking. And then you being there is really
that's what you get for letting him sit in my spot.
I know. Your spot.
You are.
Here goes
you're
Tom.
normal.
Here comes Cinephony over here. My spot.
Listen.
I'm trying to teach Tanner how to run this stuff.
You're very lucky that you get to sit in that spot.
Oh, God.
I've been sitting in that spot for a whole season.
I was about to say, it's not been that long.
A whole season.
Yeah, it's not been that long at all.
And you just basically said, away with you. What? I mean, I don't bite. I get COVID once, and he throws me away.
That's what it is.
He said Kevin said, I can't be anywhere
close.
near you. I can't be anywhere near you now. So you're lucky. Watch yourself, though.
No, next he's going to move you over there and not even put you in.
Oh, God.
We might just have
That's Zach's spot.
Might have to just leave Zach over in the corner for today's show. I'm not really trying to work too hard to get back there. Hey, there's Tanner. We can use that one. Hey, how about that? There we go. All right, for you folks listening on there, we are just, not doing shit right now. Big news this weekend in the NFL, trade coming through. We're going to talk about that with Matthew Stafford, what that means for the rest of the league. Some other news and notes in the NFL. In fact, the top headlines are all NFL, and none of them are talking about Chiefs and Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna maybe touch a little bit about on that here and there. We've got college basketball, we've got Major League Baseball, we've got racing, we've got all kinds of things to get into this week. Kind of want to start it just, me and Tanner and Andre down the hall having a little fun. Hunter talking, speaking of Tanner wanting to, I always got to turn that to a little rap or whatever that, I like these reaction videos where kids get or anybody gets on and watches music they haven't listened to. Like this would, to me, Hunter, that right there is almost a dream job for me. If I could get paid, and it's basically you're basically like a college teacher. I took classes at App. I had history of rock and roll, history of pop music, and history of country music.
Yeah.
And those classes are kind of like what these folks do online when they do these reaction videos. Some of them, I like the ones that are educational. What I mean, folks don't listen, is that you can go online and on YouTube and stuff, and they'll play a song. Let's say, I don't know, Billy Ray Cyrus, "Achy Breaky Heart."
Right.
You ever heard of "Achy Breaky Heart," Tanner?
Oh.
Now I say that. Now watch this. Who did your dad bodyguard for?
Run DMC and Billy Ray Cyrus.
Isn't that something he should have mentioned in the previous few shows?
Right.
That his dad was the bodyguard for Run DMC and Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah.
Which one you don't know? Achy Breaky Heart. Which that was Billy Ray Cyrus's one and only hit single.
I don't listen to country.
It swept Tanner. It swept the nation. I'm talking. It's one of those. You kids today get a dance that goes across. Everybody's doing a dance or whatever. I'll put it this way: the "Achy Breaky Heart" was country music's version of WAP.
Oh God.
No. No.
What I mean by that is that people are, doing dance challenges or what. I don't know. A song that if you want to, you can name a song right now that people are doing like dances to. But "Achy Breaky Heart" had a line dance. The women loved Billy Ray Cyrus. Your dad didn't get to hang out with Miley or anything, did he?
Miley was too young.
He wasn't teaching her bad things back then. He wasn't involved. Miley Cyrus.
No.
Okay. So Run DMC. You know who Aerosmith is?
Yeah.
Okay. Had to check with these boys. These things, I like to ask these questions. These things are fun. Whenever some old rappers, let's see, let him listen to a little Outkast, some Bombs Over Baghdad, right before you got here, Hunter. I played him the Busta Rhymes Linkin Park song for you.
Mm-hmm.
We did. Let's see. I didn't play Bone Thugs yet, but he says he knows
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
We'll have to play them for him. Let's see. He knew who DMX was, right?
Yeah.
You're on top of that. Of course, Biggie and Tupac. Trying to think of some other ones back in the day. What about Mystical? That's how you get a party started. What about? I don't know. Of course, everybody knows who Snoop Dogg is. That's just like.
Do you know who the other dog is?
Easiest thing in the world.
Do you know the other dog?
No.
Nate Dogg?
No.
Huh?
No.
No.
Oh yeah. Regulators?
What about Exhibit?
I know who Exhibit is, but
Right.
I don't really remember his music.
Okay, that is understandable. I'll give you a pass on that one. What? You just said Nate. Warren G. That's what you said.
Warren G.
Regulators. Yeah.
Regulators. Mm-hmm.
You know the Regulators? Know that song?
Regulator.
No.
So like,
all
right. So Tanner,
it was a clear.
to be what you want to be and do what you want to do, you got to know a little bit about your past. Rapper's Delight, Sugarland Gang,
Sugar Hill Gang.
but also the Warren G. Regulators. Like a lot. It's not my favorite one, but it's as OG Warren G, I guess, as you can get. Rap, everybody likes it. Like you ask anybody old school rap, they'll say that is one of their favorites. Of course, we listen to a little bit of Tupac stuff, a little bit down the aisle. Busta Rhymes, of course, a little bit of that.
You like Cypress Hill?
Do you know who Cypress Hill is?
No.
All right.
Boom.
Do you know?
Boom, boom,
Do you know who Vanilla Ice is?
boom,
Yes.
boom,
Okay.
boom. All right. Well,
Have you heard Ice Ice Baby?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of people hadn't. Got a nice.
this
little,
age probably.
it's got a
not.
nice little hook.
Yeah, I think it's pretty famous for that. I think it's pretty famous for
Even
that.
says it in the song. Don't
Yeah,
it?
I mean,
Check out the hook while the DJ revolves it. Ice Ice Baby.
boom,
Right.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, he got sued for that. You know who sued him? So you don't know who had that beat and then sued Vanilla Ice. It's an old Queen song.
Okay.
Called Under Pressure is the name of the song.
Under pressure.
Looking down on me.
Yeah, I know that song.
Okay.
I know that song, but I did not know that they sued. The only one
That's
I
where
know.
that beat comes from. The dun 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 dun
Right.
dun, dun. He put an extra beat in it. That's
Uh-huh.
how it got out. So it's like I don't know if this is exact, but let's say there's 7 beats in the Under Pressure. He added an 8th beat to it.
Right.
And that's how they got out of the sampling.
Because I know
that was when sampling started. I
there
guess,
was
but
a lawsuit that was coming up a few years ago. I mean, actually, it might have been more than a few years ago, maybe like 5 years ago. I think it was Katy Perry had dropped a song, and I think Juicy J was suing her because the beat was too close to one of the songs that he had made.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's legitimate.
At what point, and I used to think about this, mathematically speaking, do you get to a point where all the possible beats / songs have already been written? And I asked that because I've actually seen a scientist who wrote a computer program that did that. So there is a scientist that has written a computer program that has put together every
it was
possible good sounding music.
Katy Perry
connotation.
made that song "Dark Horse," and the jury ruled the song is a copyright infringement.
Okay. Of what song?
Let me click on it and get what exact song it was. They said it's a ripoff. Oh no! She was sued by the Christian rapper Flame. He claimed
You know
her
him?
23 hit
do?
song "Dark
Yeah.
Horse" was a ripoff from his Grammy nominated gospel song "Joyful Noise."
Okay. Well, there you go.
My bad. Juicy J was in her song "Dark Horse,"
Gotcha.
but okay, so yeah, but I did know that she was in fact underneath a lawsuit for that. And how long ago was this? It's 2019 actually
This is last year?
when they said
Or 2 years
jury
ago?
said it was a ripoff. Yeah.
So, do you know Nas?
King
Yeah.
of New York.
No.
I know
Not
a
the
little
King of
bit
New
of
York,
Nas, but like I don't remember.
So I was talking about Lauryn Hill earlier in the Fugees. I asked you about the Fugees, Lauryn Hill in it. You ever seen the movie Sister Act or Sister Act 2
No.
with Whoopi Goldberg? You know who Whoopi Goldberg is?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
So-
have you ever heard
Have you
Beastie
seen
Boys?
Sister Act?
No.
You ain't seen Sister Act? Neither one of you. Seriously. I'm not gonna rain down on terror on you or anything.
No.
All right. Quick premise. Fantastic movie. Whoopi Goldberg is in witness protection. Okay. She has basically she's a casino singer. And she witnesses a murder. Okay.
Nice.
So for witness protection, they stick her in a convent. Where the nuns are.
Yeah.
Okay, so she can sing and stuff, right? So she ends up getting involved with the choir and singing with the with the girls and everything, and basically she had a little soul to some of these famous church songs. And it's really good movie of her singing some songs. But the reason I brought up Lauryn Hill is that in the second one, it's in Sister Act 2, she's in it. And along with the other kid that's been on some TV shows too, and I can't ever remember his name, but she sung some songs in. I was going to let you listen to it. It's just fantastically beautiful. It's like she's a member of the Fugees, but her singing these church songs were just it'll touch your heart a little bit. Just listen to how beautiful a singer she is. I was just going to go down through there. He had heard of the Wu-Tang.
Oh, you heard of Beastie Boys?
I've heard of them, but I wouldn't probably remember their music.
I'm not a fan of them at all.
Oh, I love
Tom.
Beastie Boys.
Tom likes his Beastie Boys.
I love Beastie
not
Boys.
at all. Ice Cube,
Yes.
Ice T.
No.
Who did Ice Cube start out with?
Wait a minute, I had one more. Ice Tray.
Who did Ice Cube start out with?
I don't remember.
NWA.
and we're not going to say that acronym on here, but you know what it is.
Everyone knows what it is.
So Andre, of course, the Outcast was awesome. If you hadn't, I let him hear some Mama Said Knock You Out, a little bit of that. What about, what about some Naughty by Nature?
No, I have no idea who that is.
That's some fantastic. Got 2 songs you got to listen to. One is called OPP. You know what it stands for, Hunter?
I don't know.
You know Naughty by Nature?
No.
This might be the whitest show ever.
I just
Naughty
don't.
by Nature, not because I hate you. Are you down with OPP? Now, here's the question. Are you down with OPP, yes or no?
No.
So you're not down with other people's pussies?
Dear God.
Do you get down with OPP?
Dear God.
Do you get down with OPP? You said no.
Dear God.
So you know what the opposite of that answer is if you don't, right? So now watch this.
This is a family show.
No, it's not. Watch this. Watch this. Tanner, are you down with OPP? He said no. Are you down with OPP?
You might as well just say yes.
Yes.
So you are down with other people's penis.
What the freak?
It's a trick.
It just
It's a trap.
Damn it,
that-
Akbar.
That used to be the trap everybody played back in the day. That song came out. That's what it does stand for. Is both of those acronyms, and there's a verse for each P.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
that's
like a
people.
trap.
That's people what used to do. Like they'd hit you. You down with OBP? And no matter what you said, was the wrong answer.
Right.
You said no. They said what I said to Hunter. If they said yeah, they'd say what I said to Tanner there. You want to hear the song now,
It's a
don't
trap.
no.
you? Yes,
trap.
you do.
It's a trap.
You know, I could play the song and the audience wouldn't know it. And
probably
and
get
Tanner
DMCA'd,
could
but-
hear it.
Probably get DMCA'd.
You down
but...
with OPP? Yeah, you know me. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me.
Okay, I know that.
That's it.
That's it.
That's Naughty by
Okay.
Nature.
Okay, I didn't know who sang that, but I know that.
Told you that was a good one. There's some other ones. Yeah, here's a good one. This is, they weren't real big. They had two good songs, but they made a hit on the fashion industry. You ever heard of Crisscross?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Now, here's the real question. You heard of Will
Did I
Smith?
drill back? Did I drive?
Yes.
Did I
You
drill?
heard of Will Smith?
I thought she was going to ask
me.
me if I dressed backwards like Crisscross. I did have some friends that did, but I never did.
Yeah.
I never did.
So yeah, okay. So you know Will Smith is more than just an actor.
Yes.
Okay, good.
What's funny about
All right.
one of the funniest things about that
And
is
people
that
didn't realize Jazz from the show was actually DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah.
Like
he's
they just didn't know it.
outstanding DJ, probably one of the best ever. You talk about Will Smith, the one of the Eminem videos, one of the songs. He's talking to the reporter and he's burning down they burned down the house, and the reporter, he cracks me up every time, and the reporter's like goes to Eminem and he's like, "Yo, I was just listening to my Will Smith CD up in my room." The way he says it just cracks me up so much, because like every other word in his songs is cuss and stuff, and he makes fun of Will because Will don't cuss and stuff. But the reporter was like, "Sir, you're the eyewitness." "Oh yeah, man, I was just listening to Will Smith up in my room." It's pretty good.
Oh man.
There's Ice-T. He's more of an actor now than think about the guy man that said "fuck the police" plays one on TV.
Yeah.
All right, folks. I know this is a sports program, but Tanner here is our intern. We are a music station, and just he wants to be a rapper, so I'm going through some of the stuff and giving him some things maybe he can listen to.
If ever one
I'm not
day,
telling you have to be fans of any of these people, but just being aware and listening to the songs and hearing the songs. Like somebody says, "Have you heard of Stairway to Heaven?" And somebody says, "No." I'm just like,
oh, okay.
what do you do in your life? Like things like that. So I'm just trying to recommend some
Kevin,
songs.
If you
ever
want to rebrand one of the stations or one of the channels at some point, I'm pretty sure there's a pretty big market for old school rap and hip hop.
90s rap.
90s rap.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm sure there is.
Oh, absolutely.
I always
Think about it. All they ever play today, like, whether it's 95 or 96.1 around here, or even other of the like rap hip hop stations, it's all like top 25, top 100.
Well, let me ask you this: have either one of y'all seen the movie The Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler?
Mm-hmm. It's been a long time, but I've seen it.
So you know the gist.
Because
a band and then they sing cover songs and things like that. Okay. I thought, I don't know what. See what Hannah. Hannah, I'm combining you now.
You thought it would be cool to have a station that has covers?
No.
Dang it.
A band, a wedding band that does old rap covers.
We couldn't call them a band to be like.
Well, whatever you want to call it, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of because you've got the bands that sing like the old school like rock and roll stuff, but like a cover rap
group. Yeah,
it's 4 or 5 people. You need a girl that can sing the girl parts really good, and get a couple other people. You know, it'd be a nice little.
That's trademarked by KTC Broadcasting. Nobody can steal that idea.
You just had a wedding. Would that be fun to have a and it played like the hits that you can dance to, the Jay-Z's.
Oh, congratulations! I didn't know you got married.
Not him, his sister. Did you get married to your sister?
No.
Oh.
You're authority.
Whoa!
Just making sure.
Wait a minute. We were just joking.
So have you heard of Sir Mix-a-Lot?
I
No.
have.
No. What about Baby Got Back?
Yes.
That's Sir Mix-a-Lot. As in, but you got that one? Baby Got Back? You've heard that one. All right.
Boom, boom, boom. Baby got back.
About Queen Latifah?
Yes.
About Juvenile?
No.
Back that ass up?
Okay, now I know.
Gotta back that ass. Gotta back that ass. I can't sing the full song because, damn it, we might get DMCA'd. I'm not playing around with that crap.
I don't know who
you
put,
off a face for,
I don't know
for
who,
3 days.
I don't know who put
What?
Mystical at 83 on this list, but they're wrong. He needs to be so much higher.
You know
There's
the Yin
Criss
Yang
Cross
Twins?
At 84.
No.
You don't know the Yin Yang Twins?
No.
Yin Yang gonna stay in the game. Everybody gonna be like,
Where do you see mine? I'm gonna play it with. That's David Banner.
no. All right, since we're on music and those songs are kind of funny. Do you know who Lonely Island is?
No, I don't think I do.
You don't know who the Lonely Island
I don't
is?
believe I do.
It is. Oh God, what is his name? He used to be on Saturday Night Live. Now he's on. Oh God, I can't even remember his name. He was in a movie with Adam Sandler. Regardless, they make like dumb songs.
Okay.
Like they make like dumb songs, but like the beats are good. Like you ever heard the song goes, "I just had sex."
Yes.
And it felt so good.
I don't know if I have.
That's the Lonely Island, and they.
Okay, I'll look it up.
And we're just sitting here. Some people say some dumb stuff in music, and they get famous for it. Well, it was the Lonely Island. Oh my God, what is his name? Oh my God.
Did I ask you that one day? One of the list on things online. You know, these things pop up all the time. Was people would looked up. It was fake famous songs.
Yeah.
Like it was a song like in a TV show or movie. But it wasn't a real song. It wasn't really released. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, has either one of you seen Euro Trip?
No.
Hunter, Euro Trip?
Andy Samberg. That's who it was.
I know you're talking.
Yeah.
Have you seen Euro Trip?
No.
All right. So, Matt, this guy's or whatever, he's got a girl. And basically, when he's not around, she's been cheating on him.
Yeah.
His name's Scotty, okay? Well, they end up at this party or whatever. He goes on a trip or come back. Anyway, he comes back to the party, and they're all he thinks he's gonna see his girl and they're gonna jam and everything. Yeah. And the lead singer of this band is Matt Damon. He has nothing to do with the movie.
Right.
He's just, hey, there's Matt.
That's
Damon.
Matt Damon. He's making a cameo.
So he dedicates the song to the girl he's been screwing up all summer, and it's his girl who's standing right there. And the name of the song is "Scotty Doesn't Know." And I'm telling you, look it up, watch the highlight on YouTube. It's hilarious.
Jesus.
And he's sitting right there, basically the chorus is Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know, Scotty. That's all he just said over and over and over. And in the verses, of course, me and something went down to we did it here, we did it there, we did it everywhere, all that.
Right.
Scotty doesn't know, and he's just staring going. Like right here. Like where I'm right here.
Is this about me or is this about another Scotty? Because I'm feeling personally attacked right now.
Is Scotty Johnson? Or are you talking about Smith?
just let me know. In one of your courses, just let me know. Scotty Johnson doesn't know.
I somehow ended up on the 100 great best rappers of the 90s. So I was just kind of going through some of these stuff, mention them. I showed you a little bit of Mace with Puffy a minute ago. He was the one on the song we played a minute ago on the golf video.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that was Mace. Wyclef, he was in the Fugees. You ever heard of Wyclef, Sean?
Mm-mm.
Gosh, Hunter.
Tanner.
Yeah, Lil Wayne's on there.
Well, of course.
Talib Kweli, Da Brat, Trick Daddy.
Let's go.
You heard of Trick Daddy?
No.
You've had to have heard of Trick Daddy.
I probably
If you
heard
want
of
it,
recent.
you can get it. Let me know.
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
Okay,
I'm
now I
about
know. Now I know.
Let's
that
go. They used to play Trick Daddy before, like, every football or
How about-
basketball game.
How about, I can't remember which verse it was, but I laughed crying so hard.
Yeah.
I was umpiring a baseball game, and it was one of the whichever trick. Take it to the house. Take it to that Trick Daddy song. The catcher for one of the teams had like one of the verses down, and I was sitting there just getting some water or something. All of a sudden, I heard he threw the ball back to pitcher, and he laid the verse down. I laughed so hard. I mean, he's like 8 years old. And he just sang
Yeah.
Trick Daddy, Take it to the house, and I just laughed. And I'm talking, he sang the dirty part. Like, it wasn't
Oh,
and
no.
I was like, oh my God.
In the back of your mind, like, whose child
I
is
was just
this?
hoping I wasn't going to be responsible for anything that was going on.
Yeah.
So I just, let's get this. All right. Let's talk a little sports. So we
I mean, if
had a
we
little
have
fun,
to.
If we have to. All right, Hunter.
Yeah.
Who did better or worse? Matthew Stafford trade to the Rams.
Yes.
Let me put it the way I see it. You tell me if I'm wrong, if or what's going on. All right. So the Rams 2 years ago, yeah, it's for you. You do no. The Rams 2 years ago lost in the Super Bowl by 10 points,
Yes.
13-3.
Has it only been 2 years?
Yeah.
That's right. I had a memory
You were
pop
there.
up. Yeah, I was there. Yeah. Wow.
No, think about how bad I feel bad for Andre. Like he could be in Tampa right now.
Right.
Me and him right now could be in Tampa at the
Right.
Super Bowl.
But we can't.
We can't because of the Corona stuff.
Stupid.
Like everything you guys got to get down and do. Like he could be seeing his favorite team,
his team
in his
Yeah.
stadium. Like we talked about a couple years ago. Like let's just go down no matter what because it's Tampa.
It's East Coast.
And it's like a 9-hour drive from here, something like that. But it may be even longer. I'd rather look at that. I think Tampa might be 10. But I wish you could get to it. But the trade right here, Hunter.
They gave up a lot.
So let's say this: if they gave up, what was it 3 firsts and a second, and Goff, right?
Yeah, they gave up because this is what a lot of people that I've listened to have been talking about is the fact that they traded away like 4 or 5 first round picks to move up to draft Goff.
Right.
And then they trade him away along with like I think it is 3 first round picks and maybe a second.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just a lot. So I think you're right. I think that is what went with Goff to Detroit. And obviously, I don't think Detroit had anything else in that trade other than just Matt Stafford. I don't think they had any picks.
There was a second or third or something came back the other way. Damn it. I sent you guys, or thought I'd sent someone. Here, this is it. All right. So, Hunter, let's talk about it. So they sent, let's say Goff and Stafford straight up. So what you're saying is that you think Matt Stafford would have got you 10 extra points in the Super Bowl. Is that not what you're saying? By making that trade? Like, this quarterback got us to the Super Bowl.
right.
But we didn't win because we couldn't score more than 3 points. So this quarterback can get, let's say he's
Right.
worth 10 points. Well, if that's the case, what in the world are the other 4 starters you're giving away, which I mean by draft picks? Why does that, like, where does that even out? Like, how does that good for, if you're Detroit, think about it. Now you got Goff. and you don't have any. You got 3 first-round picks you're giving up in a second, so you're not even going to be able to Detroit's just doing nothing. I think Detroit did fine. I think the Rams give up too much. Detroit's going to be sitting there like, we're going to be 5-11 no matter what we do every single year. So let's just trade quarterbacks and give us 4 picks. They just got 4 picks for free. And if the Rams think about it, they think that Stafford is worth 10 points plus the 4 starters. We can give up 4 starters and our quarterback because that guy's going to win the Super Bowl because he's going to get 11 points for us.
Well,
Is he 11 points better than Jared Goff on every game?
I think so.
Come on. That's a lot.
I know it's a lot.
In the NFL.
I know it's a lot, but
Here's their picks.
Matt Stafford is also one of 8 quarterbacks to ever have a 5,000-yard season. So,
Yeah.
that's it.
I like him. I have no problems with him.
Right.
I think you're giving up way too much.
I think you have a problem more with the picks than just Jared Goff.
If it was Jared Goff in 1 pick,
Right.
because Goff's not terrible.
No.
He's not. He's
suitable.
right. But the thing about it is, again, you've given up so many picks that you've given up 4 starters that you're not going to have. They're basically going all in, obviously, right? And that's what they're doing. So there's next 3 years, we're going all in.
Yeah.
But you're still giving up a starter or 2 that could definitely look at Aaron Rodgers this year. Mm-hmm. They drafted Jordan Love instead of drafting somebody that could help him on either during the game on defense or during that game against Tampa on offense.
Right.
Well, they lost by 5.
Yes.
Don't you think it? Maybe somebody could have been a difference in the game of 5 points if they had another receiver. Or
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know necessarily if the Rams are looking at Stafford and looking back at that Super Bowl and saying, do we think he's at least 10 points better than Jared Goff? Because Sean McVay, even after that game, said a lot of that was on me coaching-wise. It was his first time there at the Super Bowl as a head coach. He was still young. Obviously, he's had a few years now to get more acclimated and probably won't have the jitters as much. So I don't necessarily think they're looking at that. I think they're looking at the games that they should have won this year, and Jared Goff really just did not play to those standards. Like, they lost to the Jets. They lost to the Dolphins, and the Dolphins only had 8 first downs in that game. And not only that, I've heard a lot of people really think that this was the straw that broke the camel's back was when Jared Goff at home with the Rams lost to the San Francisco 49ers and a backup quarterback. I don't even know if it's their second string or if it was their third string because they flip-flop back and forth between Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard. And the reason why I've seen a lot of analysts, obviously on the major networks, come out and say that was the time, because obviously I don't remember, but that was the time after that game that Sean McVay actually publicly said, we need better play from the quarterback position.
Who's the GM?
Snead.
So McVay don't.
No.
All right, so I'm looking at Jared Goff's numbers here. Hunter, he is 42-27, 11-4, 13-3, 9-7, 9-6. Now, when you talk about those small little things, you lose by 10. In that Super Bowl and in that playoff run, did the coach not bench their all-star running back?
Yeah, they did.
How old's the coach? Youngest in the NFL?
I think he still
or
is.
next year?
I think he still is the youngest.
So to me, this is blame gaming. This is nothing but Sean McVay blame gaming. It's either me or the quarterback.
Right.
I'm going to keep my job, so let's trade the quarterback. Now with this trade though, they got to win it. If they don't win it, I'm firing him in 3 years at least. If they don't win it the next 2 years,
I'm gonna give him a win though.
Year 3, I'm like, I want this ring, or you're definitely gone. You're all gone.
Right, because the future in store for Andre, don't come in here looking at me like that. Andre, don't come in here looking at me like that. It ain't time. It ain't time for that. Maybe when the show is close to being done, but right now it ain't time. It ain't time for that. Come up here looking at me like that. Okay, you're in the Super Bowl. Congratulations. That's all I'll say. Okay. That's all right. Back to this. I would agree that they should at least have a 2 or 3 year window because I don't know how much is left on Stafford's contract in general for how long he would have to remain there.
He is 32.
He's turning 33 in a few days.
Let me find his. Go ahead.
But what I was getting to is I think towards the end of his contract, absolutely, that would probably be what I would give a timetable to, because then you can kind of keep the team together, because this is what a lot of people don't realize, and I didn't realize until I was listening to a little bit of sports talk on my way here, just seeing what people were saying about the trade. The Los Angeles Rams are actually taking a big dead money cap hit, which is actually more expensive than Matt Stafford because of the money that they had paid Jared Goff. So really, they're looking at it as, we'll just take this dead money right now that we're getting ready to get hit with, and it's cheaper than the quarterback that we have now, who we think is better than the more expensive quarterback than we had. To me, I'll be honest, I wanted him in Washington.
Goff's a number 1 pick.
So Stafford.
Yeah, I know.
He was 1-1.
And we're trading them with 3 first-round picks and a second.
I will say this.
For a guy who's never won a playoff game.
I will say this.
I know it's Detroit, but still.
Right. He's only made the playoffs, I think, 3 times.
He's 0-3.
I will say this. I can look at it and say, I think the Rams won this trade now. In the future, I don't know. But if you're talking about right now,
next year they're going to have more wins.
Winning next year and possibly making a run at the Super Bowl, because what we got to remember as well is they finished the season still with the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL.
They also are trying to outlast these old fuckers in the NFC,
which is what they will do. I think.
So if they're at 32, if Stafford's 32, and you got 3 guys at 40,
right? Think
and
about
Alex Smith at 40.
Aaron Rodgers is
everybody in the playoffs is 40 years old, and that's
Aaron Rodgers is getting in his later 30s.
How do you trade your 25-year-old number 1 overall pick who took you to the Super Bowl, and you only lost to the GOAT? And yeah, he only got 3. I'll give it to you. But again, Coach hamstrung him with that, with no Gurley in that.
Well, no, I will agree with you. I think Sean McVay was one of the main reasons, them not playing Todd Gurley. I will always believe that's one of the reasons they did not have success. But the team right now for the Rams are peaking at the right moment, as a roster as a whole. Usually you can look around the NFL and say, well, what are you weak at? Maybe you got a weakness in the secondary on the defense. They got a strong secondary. Maybe your defense up front is weak. They got a strong front 4, and the linebackers behind them are just as good. Maybe you're lacking at skill positions. They have a guy who just came off an amazing rookie year in Cam Akers, and they got good wide receivers all around him. And on Pro Football Focus, they had a top 5 ranked offensive line. So if they're looking everywhere, the Rams, and they're looking all around it, they're saying, well, what was it that really was keeping us from getting over that hump? I will give Jared Goff credit. He did beat the Seattle Seahawks with 9 fingers. He did. he did. And he played very well against Aaron Rodgers. But I do believe that because there are limitations a little bit to what Jared Goff can do, I think Matt Stafford really doesn't have limitations. I think the biggest limitation that Matt Stafford has had in his career is he was with the Lions.
Does Stafford have better weapons than St. Louis?
And what?
St. Louis. I see Rams.
Does Stafford have better weapons now with the Rams?
Yeah. Tanner, in my defense, I have been in Rams Stadium to watch football games in St. Louis. So that's hard for me.
That's fine. Well, that's like people still calling the Chargers San Diego.
I saw Emmitt Smith play in that dome. That's what I remember.
They're the St. Louis Rams. So what were you saying? Does Matt Stafford...
Does the Rams have better weapons than the Lions?
Yes.
Galladay.
Yes. Galladay, Marvin Jones Jr. Galladay, I think, is a pure stud. Mm-hmm. I think he's a true number 1. But Marvin Jones Jr., he can probably be a 3rd or 4th option on some other teams. DeAndre Swift was a rookie as well. But, Detroit, they've never known to outside of when they had Barry Sanders, they're not known to running the football.
I'm looking at their
defense is nowhere near what Los Angeles has.
I'm looking at the numbers for Stafford. Like say if this was Stafford 5 years ago, I could find an argument for.
Right.
But at 32, 11 years, no playoff wins. I know it's the Lions. I'm looking at these stats. So Stafford last year was 64%, Goff 67%. Stafford had more yards. He had 105 more yards. Okay, that's nothing. Touchdowns, Stafford 26-10. Goff 20-13. In the ballpark, a little bit better. Yeah, I agree. But like rating 96-90, QBR 68.
And see, 58. I understand where you're going with that. Like you're running comps right now, so I get it. they're comparing last
Those
season.
first round picks kill me. If you gave them 10 second round picks,
right.
I might not even say a word.
But I'm
three first
this
and your
is the
quarterback.
only thing I'm gonna say. Jared Goff did that while having the offensive mind of Sean McVay.
Is that a good thing?
Matt Stafford did that while having Patricia, who also got fired halfway through the season,
Right.
and then an interim head coach. So I think, and I feel like ever since Twitter was invented, I've been tweeting at least this once or twice a year. They're wasting Matt Stafford away in Detroit by not quite having because I think I was listening to it was Colin on the way down. They had a caller in, and not a caller. He had one of his guys that come on and talk to him, and he was like, as many times as you can list how injury prone Matt Stafford might have been in these years, I think he's had probably more coaches, offensive coordinators, and quarterbacks coaches in his time in Detroit than anything else.
That's crazy.
He's never been able to have a stable system. So if I look at it for future wise, I think Detroit actually has a really good opportunity to be better than just 5-11 every year. Maybe in solid 7-9, maybe in 9-7 season. I don't think Jared Goff really puts them over the hump, but those future picks, that's something else that they can build upon.
Zach just texted me, said, go ahead and say that the Lions fleeced the Rams. I agree. I'm 100% on it. They did.
They might have.
The first round pick. Listen to this. I sent this to Zach yesterday. Listen to the Rams' first round picks. 2015 Todd Gurley. 2016 Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
17 no pick. 18 no pick.
No, I think they're going on 9 years, no picks.
19 no pick.
Continuing
20,
the future ones.
No pick. 21 no pick. 22 no pick. And 23 no pick. They're going to have no first round pick for 7 straight years, and the other 2 was Goff and Gurley.
Yeah.
So 9 years, no first round pick.
And guess what? Both of them aren't there anymore.
If they win a Hunter, it would be one of the greatest. We won despite our general manager sucking ass so bad in the history of the world.
Well,
this is to be like
they're doing something untraditional.
They're hitting on their second and third round picks is what they're doing.
They're getting studs in the second and third,
When
maybe
was their
fourth
Donald
round
pick? Third?
I don't know. He wasn't a first round pick, but he's a stud. They were able to go out and acquire, obviously, Jalen Ramsey. That was one of the trades that gives away a bunch of first round picks. But what they're doing
His
is
first round pick 213. He was the year before Gurley.
Was he?
So 2014.
Donald, Gurley, and then Jared Goff.
Yeah. They don't have a first round pick on the roster since Donald was drafted in 14. And that won't have one until 2024.
Well, you're talking about one that they pick. Now, they go out and trade and acquire first-round picks.
So, from 2000, they're going to have a 10-year gap between first-round picks.
I will say
on the roster
this is how I look at it. And I take into consideration what I hear a lot of. And just because I'm not in L.A., I don't really have an L.A. mindset. We have the South mindset where we usually are trying to play things safe. We might save a little bit. We don't go out and be big and extravagant. This is L.A. They have to try and be relevant of some sort because Lord knows the Lakers and the Clippers are a whole lot hotter than the Rams. The Dodgers are more attractive than the Rams. But the fact that it is an L.A. team, they don't have the problem like a Green Bay and a Carolina probably to bring in free agents that are talented. And so they're doing what really I would do sometimes as well. Is I'm looking at this pick and I'm saying, okay, I know it's a first-round pick, and a lot of time they're supposed to be starters, but we've seen them bust a couple times as well. I've got this known commodity over here who can really flat-out play. I'll just combine a couple of these maybes in these picks and get this known commodity and go out here and try and build a winning football team. And that's what they've done. I mean, the past few years underneath that model, sure, they've had Jared Goff. They win. They don't have losing seasons. The closest they got was, 9-7? And that was the year after the Super Bowl, I think?
No. Yeah, it actually was. Yeah.
So they have good seasons. And Sean McVay, I think, is very bright. I just think this definitely was to play. I'm giving you credit for saying it. 100%, I agree. This is win now mentality. Mm-hmm. We got a window. We know what the window is. We got to win now. I think they also look within their own division. Because reports come out that the Rams made a phone call a few days earlier trying to acquire Aaron Rodgers.
Did you see who's on the 49ers radar today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. the 49ers are trying to maybe acquire Kirk Cousins. Now,
Like, where does that come up? In the fact that all these quarterbacks are available,
yeah,
and he's not really available,
no, but I bet you Minnesota would move off his contract.
right? But why would San Francisco be like, that's the one we want?
Well, Kyle Shanahan worked with him in Washington.
Oh, okay.
He might like him from when his days in Washington. Because
Listen.
think about it, his dad made the switch. I know RG3 got hurt, but when Mike was there, he switched off. They drafted RG3 and Kirk in the same draft.
So a lot of people don't understand fit with a coordinator. Mm-hmm. It does mean a lot.
Right.
And I know this has nothing to do with it, but for example, when I went to Bessemer, they ran an option. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be the quarterback.
Right.
Because you can be like, what's up, girl? I'm quarterback. Right?
Right.
But anyway, but the running the option, I was behind a guy that was bigger and faster than me. Mm-hmm. Now, he was a troublemaker and ended up getting kicked off the team at some point. But he ran that better than I would, than I could. And
It's all about utilizing skill sets.
But if we ran, in Cherryville, we was running the spread offense pretty much before anybody else was in that. And I could go to the line, Hunter, and change I could make calls and go to the line and be like, you do this, you do this, you do this. I could change it. And it was like playing Madden almost. It was fun. Mm-hmm. And then I went to Bessemer. Option is all about, you got to step right. If your steps aren't right, you're going to mess up the play. Your fakes have to be right. And people don't get, I don't think, a lot of times, and especially you put these guys together and maybe their offenses just don't click.
Right.
Or this quarterback don't get my offense or my offense isn't good enough for this guy.
Because think of what's so crazy
the
is
matchups does make it.
Because Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay both were there, and Matt LaFleur at one time were all underneath Mike Shanahan with Kirk Cousins. Mm-hmm. So they all know his skill set and probably what works. And what's so crazy, think about it, they're ready to move off Jimmy Garoppolo, and he took him to a Super Bowl a year ago.
It's crazy.
And
Every Super Bowl loser in the last 5 years,
it seems like they're moving
on a different team.
But but think about it. So Jimmy Garoppolo was able to take that team to a Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan was able to win 5 or 6 games this year with backups and a third stringer at one point because he went back and forth between Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard. If he gets Kirk Cousins, who at least is winning games in Minnesota with his offense, I think it could be a real troublemaker. And that's what I was getting at, though, when I said why I think the Rams really made this move is because you look at the NFC West and what do they have? They got Russell Wilson sitting there up top as arguably the best quarterback in the division. Right now, I would put Matthew Stafford as the second best quarterback in that division behind Russell Wilson. I still don't know what Kyler Murray's going to project out to be, but he's been pretty dang good. And so now the 49ers are going to get into the mix looking for a quarterback. Some said they might try and put a package together to pull Deshaun Watson. So if you're the Rams and you're seeing all this quarterback talent accumulating in there and you look at your guy and say, dang, do we really have the 4th best quarterback in the division? Yeah. I understand the trade.
How about 6 of the last 8 Super Bowl losing teams, quarterbacks are no longer on that team?
The only one that is still there. 6 of the
last 8. There's 2 that are still on the team.
Matt Ryan is still there.
There you go.
And I have to think. Wait. I don't know why it's drawing a blimp. What's the team?
Russell Wilson.
Oh, Seahawks. That's right. They lost to the Patriots.
Garoppolo, see ya. Goff, see ya. Tom Brady, see ya. Cam Newton, see ya. Peyton Manning, retired. Kaepernick, see ya. Mm-hmm. 6 of the last 8 losing quarterbacks are no longer on their team in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So
think about that. You can lose the Super Bowl, Garoppolo and Goff.
Right.
You get traded for nothing.
But I want you to think about that too.
But you can never win a playoff game and get traded for four first-round picks.
If the Rams had the biggest cojones that they had to call up Green Bay and inquire about Aaron Rodgers, you don't think San Francisco wouldn't do the same?
Why if the Rams are going to give that up for Stafford, what would they give up for Rodgers?
Well, did you not hear? Carolina apparently had a bigger package for Matthew Stafford.
I'm going to cut that.
Yeah.
And splice that with you and Tom together.
There you go. The Panthers had a bigger package. They had a bigger trade package prepared for Matt Stafford. What I've heard and what I've read is that the kicker was Stafford preferred to go to L.A. So he basically just chose the Rams over the Panthers. But the
who's coming
Panthers
to
were
Charlotte?
well, I know that's what I mean by LA's going to attract people more. But if the Panthers were prepared to give up all that, and what the Rams actually acquired Stafford for, who could imagine if the whispering came about that Aaron Rodgers was available?
Now,
Oh my God!
now
Especially with Deshaun Watson.
all right, so you saw the package for Watson. I mean, Stafford.
Yes.
With that said, what, like, honestly, I think, and did the Rams say, let's say they called about Watson.
Yeah.
Say they called about Green Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, Rodgers. But none of these teams would work with them, it wasn't even close to. What if you were just like, you know what? If we can't have Watson, and we can't have Rodgers, why don't we screw the rest of the league and make a deal so bad that the other teams aren't going to be able to make moves? And follow me. What do you now have to give up to get Deshaun Watson if that's what you had to give Stafford?
Right. Right.
And what the words you just said are exactly the description. No matter what it is,
Too much.
it's going to be too much. And did the Rams, did they do that to say, you know what, we can't have Watson, fuck y'all, I'm going to give them 2 more, so whoever does get Watson
Has to give 4
5.
4 or 5 more. Right. I'm telling you. But this is what I've heard. You know, I'm watching all these shows just trying to keep up with what all these insiders, quote unquote insiders, are saying. The GM, head coach, and the owner do not want to trade Deshaun Watson. Even with him asking for a trade.
Well, who does he not like?
He doesn't like the ownership. He doesn't like the front office. He doesn't trust them. Have you seen what he did to his Twitter? He basically said for football inquiries and for them to message his agent. And he's already taken off anything Houston Texans related. So it's apparent he wants out. But the problem
I
is,
would have traded him to Detroit.
I would
Anybody
listen-
in the NFL, anybody that asked me that
and
for
listen,
a trade,
this is what I don't
you're going to
understand
Detroit.
either. You know, the front office owner and
Cincinnati.
the manager, obviously, or anybody that can make decisions. I don't understand why you're sitting there saying we don't want to trade him. Like, I get that, but don't say that you're not going to trade him, or else guess what? You're going to be shit out of luck at the quarterback position on the season. Because I guarantee if he is as gone as I believe he is, he's not stepping foot out there, and he'll just say, find me. I don't care. So then what are you going to do? You're tanking your season away, which means, okay, you can probably get the best quarterback coming out the next year, but is he still better than what you could get if you moved Deshaun Watson? Like, I just don't understand. It's almost a petty war right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't want to give him up, even though they're the ones that are the reason why he doesn't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? But and then I've also heard now that players and front office people believe that J.J. Watt's played his last game with the Houston Texans. So if you're Houston, you think, and a lot of people think J.J. Watt's done, and Deshaun Watson is wanting out. This is your opportunity to click that big red button and say, boom, we're blowing it up and we're starting from scratch. I mean, this is your opportunity. I know teams don't want to do it because they think they're letting down their fan base and nobody's going to come to watch the
also,
games.
when you do that, your GM gets fired.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody
GMs
gets
and
fired.
coaches get fired. But they're already, but see, here's your perfect opportunity. You just hired a new GM. You just hired a new coach. If you look at them and say, guys, we're going to have a timetable, and if you can buy in on this rebuild, I think we'll have something good going.
This is a wild mock draft here. I don't know about any of this.
I just don't understand why there just has to be so much pettiness, it seems, with this Deshaun Watson thing. Now, that's not to say if somebody doesn't come along with the right offer that they don't just jump on it, but if everything is going the way I'm hearing it, they really just don't want to trade him at all, and they want to try and mend it. But from optically, it looks like it can't be mended.
Yeah.
So you're kind of just wasting time at this point. Sure, there might be a team that gets desperate and throws the whole house at you. Washington, I'd do it. I'm not going to lie. I've read right now, because I've got pulled up right here. There is a little thing on ESPN, and it's like the tiers that the 32 teams are in, how close they are to the Super Bowl. Has a tier of contenders, guys that could be there next year, and guys that are on the come up. And Washington and the Panthers are both on the ones that are on the up and coming.
They got the Panthers that high.
I know. I don't know
That's like-
why. I really don't know why. But for Washington, the only thing I really read about it is that they got to figure out the quarterback situation. And that's why I think any team, if you're a quarterback away, I'm throwing the house to get Deshaun Watson, because guess what? You might be in Super Bowl contention next year and the year after. Jesus.
Don't mess with the dog pound. Say you get bit.
So I think the offseason is just getting started when we see quarterback movement. Because think about it.
On the cusp of contending, and they got the Saints. Like, come the fuck on.
Well,
They've been one of the top 2 teams for like 6 straight
yeah,
years.
but what happens if Drew Brees does decide to retire?
Then
I think
they won't make the playoffs.
I think that's a
There's no-
setback.
it's not even a.
I think that's a setback.
They're not making the playoffs if Drew Brees is not there. People, they can ho-hum and whatever you want. Let's go younger. I dare you. I dare you to put Jameis in there for 16 games and see what happens.
Let me tell you something. Sean Payton would love it, because if he can prove people like you
Which he
wrong,
can't.
he'd love it.
Look at Belichick.
I know, that's what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
They're not afraid to do
it's
it.
so stupid.
Those coaches are not afraid to do it. They've got their ego on the line. They're not afraid, and they know that they got job security. So what? They lose for 3 or 4 years.
The Texans, Hunter, actually had tied with the Colts for the best record in that division over the last decade.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
Listen, I just don't know. I think it's getting ready to be a really interesting. The closer we get to April, because obviously Combine will happen. We'll have the draft. There might be draft day movement where we get Atlanta maybe trading away Matt Ryan because they're sitting there at the 4 spot trying to get a quarterback. The Jets could do something at 2, move off Sam Darnold. I think we're going to see a lot of quarterback movement closer to that. And
but
shoot,
like, is
what
Deshaun
if the
a quitter? Or, I mean, let's think about this. First year he went 3-3, only played 6 games, right? The next year he goes 11-5. Don't say nothing. Next year he goes 10-5. Don't say nothing. Signs a big contract. Has one bad year. Now he wants traded. 4-12.
referring him to that. So I don't know, because you got to think about it. Sure, you don't really want to wear your emotions on your sleeves sometimes, but if that's something that's really affected him and he really doesn't want to be in that environment anymore, I'm fine with him trying to go somewhere else. And at the same time, I feel this way about all the young guys. Like, I think Jared Goff's got another opportunity now to prove himself, because a lot of people were saying it's just McVay. The reason you're having success is McVay. Well, if you could go up and at least win 7 or 8 games in Detroit, I'm going to give you a little bit more respect. And the thing, and this goes for Deshaun, someone at his age, just gives him an opportunity to go and prove himself again. I hear people going saying all the time, he's the top 5 quarterback in the league. And I'm like, in what, where? Where is he a top 5 quarterback? Like, I get it. He's super talented. Absolutely. I'd take Mahomes before him right now. I'd still take Brady today. I'd take Drew Brees. I really would. I still would. I don't think he can throw deep, but I know he can win.
Take Joe Flacco.
No, I'm not taking Joe Flacco. I'd take Josh Allen today. Today, I would. I'm telling you, and it's just so funny to me.
Hey,
We act like
Tanner, I got
there's not
something for you.
quarterbacks all around the league that are super talented.
how many years has Lamar's been playing? This is his
Lamar's
third.
been playing, yes, because him
3.
and Josh Allen, 3 years.
In 3 years, Lamar Jackson has 1 playoff win. Okay? Joe Flacco had 10. So that means for Lamar Jackson to catch Flacco, he'll have to quarterback for 30 years to catch him, right? At this pace. He'll be 50 51 years old?
Yes, technically, math-wise, yes.
to catch Joe Flacco.
For him to
That's
catch
how
him.
good
Yes.
Joe Flacco was, and people don't understand. He beat Brady twice in the playoffs. There's only one person that's beat Brady twice in the playoffs, I think. Eli Manning, the GOAT. Right, Hunter?
Oh, yeah. No, not the GOAT.
No,
Tom Brady's still here.
definitely not the GOAT.
Tom is 0-2 against Eli. Thank you very much.
Okay.
But he has 6 rings.
Not 1-1.
Possibly
Not
7.
1-0. He's 0-2. One is an accident.
Yeah.
2 is a trend.
Jesus.
Tom's 0-3 against the NFC East.
He is, but he is 6-4 overall in Super Bowl. So there's a trend for you.
All right, Stafford, he signed through next year too.
Okay.
His bases though are only $9 million and $12 million.
Yeah, no, like he is.
But he's got
cheap.
he's got $10 million roster bonus. So if he's on the roster on the fifth day of the year, he's basically 19 and 22 million.
That's okay. That's
is his real
compared to what they were
numbers.
paying Jared Goff. Like they said, they were getting ready to take a 22.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like they were getting ready to take a $22 million dead cap hit that right now that is cheaper than Matt Stafford.
Jeez.
Or I'm sorry, more expensive than Matt Stafford.
Let's see. I'm gonna. You got me on this. Reading these teams. 4 or 5 years out. That's the one I want to go down and look at and laugh at these guys. Houston, Philadelphia, Cincinnati, Detroit. Are the 4 or 5 years out.
Uh-huh.
You can almost name like all those all
Then
the time.
let me guess the ones that are just not even closest. Jacksonville, and that's a tier of their own.
Yeah, I want to read the Panthers real quick. Tanner, pull that up. Go to internet, Kevin, computer. You're right. Go up a little bit. Almost there, right there. That's fine. 3 cams is fine. We'll do that one.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right. Strategy for becoming a Super Bowl contender is finding a franchise quarterback to go with an already talented group of skilled players, starting with Christian McCaffrey. Who's more valuable, Hunter, Bridgewater or McCaffrey?
Well, they make it sound like it's Christian McCaffrey.
Bridgewater
Last
doesn't
time I
appear-
checked, Bridgewater's throwing the football.
Well, like I just want to. This stuff's so funny. Bridgewater doesn't appear to be that quarterback. So whether it means using the 8 pick on one or going after Deshaun Watson. Remember they had 8 games last season where they had a chance to tie or win on the last possession, and Bridgewater didn't get it done, going 0-8. Matt Rule invested everything on the defensive side on the first draft. That unit appears headed in the right direction, it says. And I guess that they're basically reading the same thing as you guys. As Washington Panthers had the exact same situation.
Yep.
But like, let's look at completion percentage. This is throwing the ball and someone catching it.
Mm-hmm.
Bridgewater was 5th in the NFL last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
No.
When I say 4th, that means better than almost everybody. Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, of course. If you said accurate passes, you'd think those two. Deshaun Watson 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen 4th. So we're going to trade 7 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson, but Teddy Bridgewater isn't worth nothing. So that's that one. Average per throw. Some of these things are kind of weird to look at. Well, I'll pull it up. I ain't got nothing else to do. Bridgewater's 12th. Right behind the exact same average per throw as Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
He completes 4% more of his passes than Tom Brady. Now, here is where you could say Bridgewater is not producing as far as compared to the other ones. Here's the big number. He's 24th in the league at touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Only had 15 this year.
I can tell you a Teddy Bridgewater stat line.
Mm-hmm.
250, 2 touchdowns, a pick. That's probably it.
Mm-hmm.
250 yards passing, 2 touchdowns and a pick. If I'm not mistaken, if you probably look at touchdown to interception ratio, it probably is 2-1.
This year it was 15-11 though. It wasn't a good year.
Ooh, that's not a good year.
No. Well, 11's good. The 15 is not.
The 15 is not.
Oh.
If it's 20-11, yeah, there's your 2-1 ratio.
11 isn't great, but it's livable. Josh Allen had 10, Russell Wilson 13, Tom Brady 12, Roethlisberger only 10, Justin Herbert 10, Matt Ryan 11, Matt Stafford 10, Kyler Murray 12. So it's
not many people are the Aaron Rodgers who only threw like 4.
He had 5, right?
5, yeah. Ridiculous.
Mahomes 6. Like anywhere, but if you keep it under 15, you had a decent year. Carson Wentz had 15 picks.
Yeah.
11 is not good. Mm-mm. You really want to be 8 and under. It's half the game.
You don't want to be 30 for 30 Jameis.
You're right. Yeah, you don't want nothing to do with that. But 11 is not bad. So what I think they needed to do is improve the offense. And what he didn't have, what do you need? Think about you trying to punch the ball in the end zone. The Panthers have no weapon on tight end, and they had a backup running back.
Yeah, I like Mike Davis, but yes, you're right.
Yards, completion percentage, everything was pretty much in line as far as all the other quarterbacks except the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, not having the red zone weapons might cost it. I think the Panthers. I don't like getting rid of something that you have. Let's say you get rid of Bridgewater for something that you might have in a rookie, because every year you have Bridgewater, Every year you don't have a rookie, you're wasting a year of one or the other one. You understand what I mean? So like if you bring in a rookie, you just wasted last year. You could have brought in a rookie last year. But
It's one of those things, though. I mean, you look at this season. I mean, where they're picking, let's just say Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, and Trevor Lawrence are off the board. You got Trey Lance sitting right there, who you like looking more and more at. Trey Lance, kid out of North Dakota State. Do you think he's ready? Teddy does only have 2 years left on his contract. You could have him sit 1 year behind Teddy if you want to take him, find out if he is the guy, and then you could move Teddy in that final year of his contract. That way you're not out anything when he walks. I mean, that's something you have to think of as a GM as well right now, because if anything, now that the report is out that they had a huge package lined up to go for Stafford in Detroit, Teddy was a part of that. He was. That means that your owner obviously wants to make a big splash. The general manager and your head coach are all in on you're not the guy. Like, you're here, but you're not the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you right now, you are exactly what Alex Smith has been for a few years, what sometimes they do when they bring in Fitzpatrick. You're the stopgap. You're going to be here for a year or two, but after that, we got to find the guy. And so, and to be honest, it might be in the best interest of Carolina to draft a young quarterback this year, see if he pans out in training camp.
third or fourth round, I'm happy with that.
But all the talented ones are going to go in the first round,
You think?
more than likely.
You think?
Why would they not try to get Deshaun, though?
Well,
We'll see if you got to put Teddy in. But that's still playing to what I'm saying is Teddy's not the guy. Regardless, if they try and play for Deshaun, Teddy's going to be a part of that.
What's the goal?
deal.
What's your goal? Your goal has to be what? 5 years. Let's say 5 years at a time.
Matt Rule got 7.
You can't.
So,
You can't. Well, right, but you can't think he's only got 5. He's only got 6 left. I mean, like starting today, whatever thing you're doing, everything has to be in a 5-year window.
yes.
Where does Rule basically has to decide where do I want to hook my wagon to for my NFL coaching career? So let's say if he goes with a rookie, Hunter. Well, then year 2 out of 7, you're with Teddy again. Year 3, you're hoping this guy learns. Rookie quarterbacks,
You got
second year
3 years.
guys don't make the Super Bowl. So now you're in year 4 of your career, working in year 2 of a rookie's career, hoping that he can make a leap like Pat Mahomes. When the year 5 comes, he's just now 25 years old. Now I'm getting fired.
Right. I mean, it's tough. It's going to be tough
So
regardless.
what
if
I'm
you
saying is
can't,
that when
if you can't land a veteran,
Right. If you tie yourself to a first round pick like Haskins, or if you're tying yourself to Bridgewater, you gotta. I say commit to it. Like commit to Bridgewater for the 5 years. Commit to the rookie for the 5 years. Not let's dick around and let's let this guy in. Let's play this guy. Let's not play this guy. It's so much money, so many jobs on the line that you can't. This whole plan for the future stuff, like, when has that ever worked out?
well, that's just because
The Bucks this year signed a 43-year-old quarterback.
I know
They're in
to
the
win
Super Bowl.
to win now. That's
They've
just,
built
but
into
that's just
nothing.
because the model for today's football has changed. Back in the day, they usually would give you a little leeway. If you did get a rookie quarterback, he actually got a few years to develop. Not the whole we're going to draft you this
Right.
year, and guess what? We're drafting another one next year if you just don't perform. And then we're basically starting over again next year.
Jared Goff's 24 years old, 25 years old.
All right. I mean, he's young.
And made a Super Bowl, first overall pick, and gets traded.
It's just win now. That's exactly what it is. That's why in college football they don't give him much time either. You could be hired as a head coach,
Right.
And
That's
sign
like I
a
told Terry Saturday.
Yeah.
They don't have the time to develop or care to develop
Nobody does.
anybody.
Nobody-
They want you to play.
Nobody does. Now, if you're a coach and you are established like Bill Belichick, guess what? Yeah, you're gonna have time. If you draft a rookie quarterback, you're gonna have probably the 3 to 4 years to develop him. You know why? Because you've got 6 chances to screw it up, and they're all sitting on your finger. Okay, 6 rings. All right, you can look at them and say, "I've been here before. This isn't nothing new." We won when we had Jacoby Brissett come in a little bit and Jimmy Garoppolo. I think I can develop a guy. So, but for these young coaches, Rule Now Dan Campbell's got the job. I know they just acquired Golf up there in Detroit. Got to make that work because he's going to be on a. They're all walking a thin line. Not many of them get 10 years,
Right.
like John Gruden did.
And I don't think, and that's what bothers me.
You really get a 5-year deal, but 2 years in, you could get fired.
I mean, that's what bothers me about the Eagles situation. Like, once you find something good,
Doug Peterson was winning, sort of.
He won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. 3 years ago. Yep. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
3
get
years ago,
fired. Like, Jimmy Johnson won 2 and got fired
I mean, it happens.
in a row. And it's just the constant turnover between coaches and quarterbacks. And you look at and you see and you look
at the
this
teams that
list,
are winning. It's the ones that are established.
right? Like that's what I mean by being committed to something. Like, if you're not going to be committed to Teddy Bridgewater, then get rid of him and move on.
I think that's what they're trying to do.
The Panthers have, you got 5 years with this coach, I guess is the way to look at it. But, I'm looking down this list of Super Bowl winners. Super Bowls are hard to come by. And I know Brady's been the thorn in everyone's side for the last, whatever.
I saw a tweet the other day. It was a meme. It was like, when we were praying for things that go back to normal, it wasn't Tom Brady to go back to the Super Bowl.
All right. I mean, think about it. He's been to 14 AFC or
Jesus
championship games
Christ,
in 21
man.
years. So he's been 10 Super Bowls in the last 20 years. So every other Super Bowl is featuring Brady. And yeah, I think, things could, in the next 10 years, we could have 10 first-round picks win it in year 3. We could have Pat Mahomes everywhere. But history doesn't say that, and it does, these guys getting rid of their, again, you get rid of Jared Goff. Who are you replacing him with? You bringing in Stafford, hadn't won a playoff game. Get rid of Garoppolo, he made a Super Bowl. Who are you replacing him with? They're talking about Kirk Cousins. Well, okay, but what has he done? Nobody has got. Matt Ryan's about the only one that's success around here that might be moved. But like, where are you moving to? Where are you going? The drafting picks, to me, Hunter, every time you get rid of a first round and a second round pick for the most part, you're giving away starters on offense, defense, wherever you want to look at it. And the Rams just gave away, basically, what if they had 3 starting linemen go out this year? Like, Cowboys had that this year. Browns had that this year.
Chiefs have it right now in the Super Bowl.
And you could have drafted 3 linemen and be set.
I don't know. It's just the Rams. This is the motto I think that the Rams really have. They look at their roster and they're like, look, we're not going to have a top 15 pick. Shoot, we might not even have a top 20 pick. We win so much, our picks are going to be later in the first round anyways, in the second round. If we can just combine 2 or 3 of them for the next 1 or 2 years and get somebody that we know is going to be a full-on stud, then it works. And then they can just play free agency because they know people are going to want to come to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I seriously think that is exactly, that's their business plan. That's how they're going to run. They're like, look, draft picks are cool, but sometimes they don't always hit.
I'm looking at 2 mocks, and they both have Devontae Smith going 3 to Miami. Is he worth picking at 3? I mean, Randy Moss went like 15th. I know it was because of he had baggage, but damn, like 3rd for a guy who wears extra small pants.
Well, if they think that he's somebody that is going to be a game breaker for them, because other than that, they got Devontae Parker. I mean,
I guess if you're Miami, what are you looking at 3?
Exactly.
If you're not trading.
Yeah, exactly right. If you're not trading and you're trying to get a piece, help? I don't think they need line help. I think they need playmakers. They need playmakers.
Maybe. They got Kyle Pitts 4th to your Falcons.
Dude, he's so good.
4th? Tight end 4th?
He's so good.
Thank God.
But that would mean that you're retaining Matt Ryan.
Is that not what? Do you think the Panthers would love for
Kyle Pitts
to fall?
Yes. If they're sticking with Teddy Bridgewater, absolutely. Right. It gives them another red zone threat.
So this one's got Zach Wilson at 4 to your Falcons. Sewell, the lineman
to Cincinnati
at both of those.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase to Philadelphia. Micah Parsons to Detroit. That one's got Justin Fields to Carolina. Cowboys with a tackle at 10 in this one. They're kind of just all over the place. I haven't seen anything consistent on all this. There's Caleb Farley at 16 to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if he's up on any of these other ones. He's going to go first round, top 20.
Yeah.
There's 14 to Minnesota.
Right
Trey
now,
Lance.
he's the number one rated cornerback in the draft.
I think the thing is, Hunter, you've got these anywhere from 3 to 6 quarterbacks that go in the top 20.
That's going to shape the landscape where people go.
And like I said last week, is every time one of these guys gets drafted in the top 15 or whatever, that somebody in the teens is like, yeah, keep drafting those quarterbacks, boys.
We'll get this first or second
we're
best
about to
guy at their
pick a
position.
Stud. You don't think Minnesota's like, I want to thank everybody for passing on Randy Moss in the first 15 picks.
Right. Right. It'll be interesting. I'm ready for combine, man. I'm ready to see some of these quarterbacks sling it. I'm ready to see wide receivers and running backs go 40 times. I'm all in.
Let me read you 11 through 20 on some of these and tell me who would be an absolute damn steal.
Okay.
All right.
11 through 20. Okay.
I don't know that guy. Jalen Waddle, San Francisco.
I think that's a pretty good steal.
Caleb Farley, 14.
You could argue that's a steal because he's the number one ranked cornerback in the draft.
Guards, tackles. Defensive end, Jalen Phillips to 17th.
I'm not sure who that is.
Najee Harris, 18 to Miami.
Ooh.
This got Miami picking Harris and Devontae Smith in the first round of the same draft.
To go with
Tua.
The Alabama boys.
All they need is Nick Saban to come in there and fuck it up like he did the last time in Miami.
I will say this. I like Najee Harris a lot. I like his running style. I still think the North Carolina running backs are a little slept on.
Yeah.
Najee's third, though, because I think it goes. Yeah. The most recent I saw in like a PFF running back ratings was ETN 1, Javonte Williams 2, Najee 3, and then Carter 4. And the 2 and 4 guys played at Carolina, so. They got running backs, but that's another one of those things. Or did ETN go before him in this, or was he the first running back you saw?
I think he was the first running back I saw. But they've got ETN at the number one rated running back on this. So here's the top 5 at each position. It's got ETN, Sermon, Hubbard, Harris, and White from Georgia. No Tar Heels in the top 5.
White? That's wrong.
Zamir White.
Yeah, Zamir is going back to Georgia.
Okay,
he's staying. Yeah, it must not be updated.
This was, I don't even see a date on it.
Yeah, Zamir is going back.
Oh, this is last summer.
Yeah, Zamir.
Why would they give?
Last summer, I was going to say Zamir White is returning back to Georgia.
I mean, that is totally not what I was trying to look at. Yeah, that's not an article I'm looking for. There's one of these that has them all.
Yeah,
where I can order. Maybe it's the draft tracker that I can put them in order by
position.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to. No, thanks. I don't care about the latest news in the NFL.
We get it through Twitter anyways.
Quarterback, running back. All right. So that's 2020. Fuck.
They don't have one for this year.
I know they have. I've done it sitting here with you.
Yeah.
Like there's a website where you go in and you just put them in order. This might be it. This don't look like it, but damn. All right, position. Let's go running back. There we go. All right, ETN, Harris, Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, and then Gainwell. They got Sermon down at 7th.
He played decent down the stretch.
Yeah, they got him at 7th. Najee Harris, 6'2", 230.
Hey, that's a big boy.
He's Chas Rat size.
He's a big boy.
He's about as big as the outside linebacker.
I don't know.
Hunter, he's as big as the 5th string quarterback at North Carolina.
Yeah. He's got some size on him, Najee Harris. I don't know if that's a quote unquote steal.
Yeah.
But that's just because I don't think running backs are going to be really taken high in this draft. Most everybody's getting at least a running back right by now.
Man. These are interesting. I think so the way the running backs are valued, these teams, we're going to start seeing like all-time great running backs being picked by teams that are already good.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're, you're in the 20s and stuff, all these people have passed up on them.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, Adrian Peterson or Emmett got picked 17th in 91. Today he's getting picked. He might give you second round.
Probably.
And it's just somebody's going to get some steals in the 20s, whether it's the Tar Heel boys or somebody else. Let's see, wide receiver from Florida going to 23, Tony.
Yeah, I think he's really good. I've seen some people say Washington might draft him.
I've seen 7, 8, 9 offensive tackles and linemen here in this first round. So it's going to be half tackles and quarterbacks.
That's what Falcons
It
need to
seems
go
like-
for. The O-line freaking sucks.
Are they a bunch of matadors
They're terrible.
out there just waving the red flags as they run by?
I always think it's a pretty good idea to be. There's nothing wrong with beefing up your offensive
It's going to be
line.
interesting. Come here. What? Yes.
Well, Matt Ryan was sacked a lot this year, so they need a new O-line.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that can boost up offensive line and defensive line, I have no problem with it. Depth there is important because we're seeing it right now. It's one of the main talking
Y'all
points.
need to move to Myrtle Beach.
Why?
Both of them. Every Atlanta franchise needs to move to Myrtle Beach.
No.
Get out of that hellhole.
No.
But offensive line depth
Myrtle Beach
is
is a hellhole.
Well, it ain't worse than Atlanta.
It's dirty Myrtle. Offensive line depth is so key because we're seeing it right now. It's one of the main headlines going into the Super Bowl is the Chiefs now are down both tackles. And I think they also got one of their offensive linemen that was out before the beginning of the season. That was a starter. So
How do you...
that's just when you can beef up that in the draft. First round with the Chiefs probably picking either 31st or 32nd. If they want to get offensive linemen, they can.
Yeah. Scott Packers, wide receiver from Louisville, Chiefs, defensive end from Miami, Roach.
I've heard a lot of people like
Whatever
that kid
it's
out of Miami.
All right, Hunter. Any other NFL news and notes for today?
No, nothing,
Been on it for a
nothing
while.
crazy. Just gonna keep our eyes out on what else is gonna happen quarterback wise, movement wise.
So of course I get my, once every four or five game text from my friend about how good LaMelo Ball was last night.
He played pretty decent.
His text was, "Did you see Melo play?" And I responded, "He only had 4 points in the win against the Bulls, but Dame played good." Did you hear me?
Yeah,
He asked me how Melo did.
yeah.
I
I know you're talking about the Trailblazers.
I'm talking about the real Melo.
yeah, the real Melo.
Carmelo.
Yeah, Carmelo. I know.
Not La Melo.
People got to address him as
Wait a
either
minute. Is that Carmelo's wife? LaMelo Ball? Ain't his wife Lala?
Lala. God dang it.
That's it, Lala Melo. Nah, I was fucking with him. He asked me, he texted me, said, "You see Melo play?" That was my response.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had 4 points against the Bulls.
Damian played too.
Then I said, well, his brother had the same number of points against the same team the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not surprising.
Alonzo did.
Yeah. Exact same.
Exact same score.
All right. And then I made the
And
point.
they blew out the Bucks.
Then I made the point the regular season NBA is the most hot garbage thing I may have ever seen. It's worse than college basketball, like regular season. Like nobody's playing hard. Did you see Zeller's dunk on Giannis?
Yeah,
He posterized. I mean,
he did.
posterized
He did.
Giannis. One thing people didn't know, Tara might not know, Zeller in that draft was picked 4th overall by the Hornets. He actually had the highest vertical leap of anyone in that draft. The 7-foot-tall white dude had the highest vertical leap.
That's
Not
surprising.
like that's as high as you can go. I mean, he got the highest off the ground. Like
He's more athletic than meets the eye. Don't let the cul-de-sac on his head fool you.
I always thought, I always thought that was a pretty decent pick. I'm like, we've got like a mini Dirk here. We got a more athletic Dirk. I still don't understand how he hasn't learned to be a knockdown
stretch
jump
forward,
shooter.
jump shot.
Like with all this times he's had, he's a good kid and everything. You'd think by now he would be stroking it. I always thought he'd be just money by now, and it hasn't happened. I don't know. It's weird, but I like.
I
Cade.
swear,
Because he's playing for the
it's-
Hornets.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's the organization's fault.
He's cursed.
It's the organization's fault. That's what I was gonna say. I swear, it's the coaching staff not knowing how to develop anybody.
Well, he's had 3 different ones.
I know.
Trash. All
And guess
three
what?
trash.
All been bad. One
I
of them
think
was
it's
yeah. It's. I agree with you, and that's why when people ask me, "Are you watching NBA games?" I'm like, "No, I can keep up with it on my phone." Sure, they are like, don't be just a box score junkie and look at those numbers. I'm like, yeah, but those numbers, I mean, they don't lie.
But here's the thing about the box score. We might read the box score different. Like
Yeah.
some people look at the plus minus. Some
Right.
people look at other things. I look at box scores. I'm really good. I like looking at box scores because you can kind of see, explain a little bit of what happened in the game.
But
I like
I'm-
looking at assists. I
Right.
like looking at turnovers.
But I'm with you when it comes to. I don't like watching a regular season NBA right now because it doesn't look like anybody's
you
trying.
don't know who's playing hard.
In fact, that's exactly what Luka said. after one of their losses the other night. He said it just looks like we don't care. And if you have a guy like Luka, obviously coming from playing over in Europe,
Right.
and now playing in the NBA where everybody's making mega bucks, it probably rubs him the wrong way, and it should if there are nights where guys don't really try.
So when they ask me what I want out, they say it's just his rookie season and what I want out of LaMelo, my answer should be Luka Doncic, shouldn't it? 6'7" point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't he be? Luka, you know what his rookie year average was?
It was like 20.
21 a game.
Mm-hmm.
Luka's rookie year average 21, 8, and 6. Then the next year 28. The next year 27. That's what I want in a number 3 pick.
Yeah.
Right there. 27 fucking points a game.
He's special.
Fuck. Give it to me.
He's special.
Give it to me. He's only shooting 32% from 3.
Listen.
It's not like he's just lighting it up. He's so good
I hope
with the
Luka-
basketball. He's 21 years old.
I hope Luka doesn't
21 years old.
I hope Luka doesn't fall into the LeBron James thing where he's just with an organization that gets close but doesn't win it like he was with the Cavs. I know the Mavericks have been a very successful franchise throughout the years.
Dirk went to 2.
And Dirk did go to 2, won one of them.
I don't think they're the team that's going to... Cuban might if he could. If he could put a super game together, I think he might.
Because I'm just looking at it, I'm like, Luka might be the most talented player in the NBA right now. Like, if you're talking front to back, listen, people will say, well, he doesn't play defense. Damn, ain't nobody playing defense in
ain't
today's
nobody playing
NBA.
right
So I don't give a shit about it if you say he ain't playing defense.
They need a good number 2. Bradley Beal would be fantastic.
Ball
there.
handling, basketball IQ, his eyes, and the way he scores. Hell, he's got even freaking foot movement like he's an 8-year vet at the point guard position.
21-year-old point guard, Hunter, averaging 27, 9, and 9. That is a number 3 pick.
Like, I want you to think about that. At 21 years old, I don't think even LeBron James was averaging that.
I don't know.
And I will hold LeBron James to a very high esteem. He has been a fantastic player forever. If you had to put a gun in my head and say he's 1B to Michael 1A, I'll say it. He can be 1B. That's fine. But to me, Luka Doncic might be one of the most talented basketball players. Okay, so he did, but did he average the 9 and 9?
He averaged 21. That wasn't his rookie.
No, I know.
LeBron's rookie years is 21, 6, and 6 if you round up.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas's rookie year was 21, 8, and 7.
Yeah.
No. 21, 8, and 6.
Okay.
So 2 more rebounds.
Same amount
pretty
of
much
assists.
exact same numbers. Next year he was Luka was 29, 10, and 9. LeBron was 27, 7, and 7. So Luka's putting up better numbers than LeBron, kind of slightly better.
Mm-hmm.
Third year, which is this year, Luka's scoring is down a point to 27. LeBron's went up to 31. LeBron in his career only averaged 30 points twice in his career.
Right.
Okay? So let's put in perspective real quick, Hunter, about some things as far as your 1A and 1B here. So, LeBron did it. He did it twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shaq, in his career, how many times did he average 30, Hunter? The most dominant center in the history of basketball.
Like 3 times.
0. Never did it.
Never.
You know what Michael Jordan's career average is?
Oh, that was 30.
Including when he was 39 years old.
With the
Wizards. Career, folks, that means every game you've ever played, average is 30. Shaq never did it in a season. LeBron only did it twice in a season. That's that dude's career. Now, let's think about that. He's 6'6", 195 pounds. He's not 6'9", 250 pounds. He's not 7'2", 300 pounds. He's 6'6", with everyone packed in the paint, and if he drove to the lane, there was 2 7-footers there usually to contest his shot. Now, if LeBron
I found a
or Coutinho Mobley gets by a defender,
Right.
there's nobody at the basket.
I found a cool little
it's
image.
crazy.
I found a cool little image that I think it was tweeted by ESPN or something. See if I have it. It was a few days ago, and it was Jordan's era of basketball versus today's basketball, and it was basically shot selection. And I'm telling you, when everything was outside the 3-point line for today's, here it is. Let me see. I will retweet it. Can you go to your tweet deck and pull up and see if I've retweeted?
I can.
And you can actually pull up the image that I just retweeted because it's fascinating, really, to show you today's NBA, which is versus Michael Jordan's NBA. So this is 2019 and 2020 most common
Pull
jump
up
shot
just
selections.
The internet thing.
2019, 2020
That's it,
most
that's fine.
common jump shot selections, and then 97, 98 most common jump shot selections. Look at that. That's Jordan's NBA. That's today's. Look at that. And people don't understand why I get so upset whenever I watch the NBA and for 10 straight possessions, it's a 3-point shot after a 3-point shot after a 3-point shot. Like it's just bricking back and forth, long rebound, dribble it, shoot the 3-point shot, dribble it.
How they play.
That's how they get so many more possessions.
Right. How they play now is how I'm gonna say I changed the game or was an innovator hunter.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I started playing the video game like
Right.
15 years ago.
Just pull up 3 in transition.
Exactly, and because most of the time you'd also play on like rookie level, or you didn't even play on the hardest level.
No.
So the shot you'd hit more shots than normal. So Andre used to get so mad. That would be all you do is shoot threes. So
Right.
they would sit there and play me with Kobe or Shaq, and I'm just sitting there I think I used to play with the Spurs and just jacked every damn three I could. Just shoot.
Yeah.
And that's what they're and when you play in a video game type style and nobody's really playing defense and that's what you're doing, that's kind of how it works out there.
And people are like, well, today's basketball is a prettier style of basketball because of the ball movement. I'm like, yeah, because they're just looking for the open 3-point shot. That's it. I'm like, I love seeing guys do acrobatics in the air going towards the basket.
Cutting to the lane, pick and rolls. Like they do pick and rolls now, but they're looking to
But they're looking
in the corner.
Yeah, they're gonna get the pick. The guy's gonna roll. He's gonna feed it inside. The guy's gonna collapse on him. He's gonna kick it to the open guy in the corner. I've seen it. I know exactly what it is.
I'm confused why they haven't, and I guess it's because nobody attempts playing defense. Like, why hasn't a team brought out a zone to where you can, like, I know NBA players make shots, people in their face from 30 feet.
Right.
It's hard to guard. But again, instead of, chasing everybody man to man, looking for this kick out in the corner, because you know what everybody's going to do.
Right.
Instead of playing that game, why don't we stand fucking still on defense and let you guys
just move.
figure out, like, playing against a zone defense is you can fit that. There's called zone beaters. It's just like in a football game where if you see this coverage, you've got certain beaters to the coverage. There are beaters, but you still got to.
You'll find holes.
But you got to execute it. And that's the hard part with basketball and the holes on a zone defense is that is executing. Like, what shot's going to be. So you got to make pass, get it to that shot, and then if he misses, it's almost demoralizing because you did everything the right way, but you didn't hit the shot. And then in basketball, you know as well as I know, most 50% is where everybody mostly shoots.
Right.
So it is kind of demoralizing to play.
And if you looked at that picture again and obviously noticed that today's basketball is all around the 3-point line, soon we're going to see a little spot that's just right over half court from where everybody keeps for 4. That's where everybody's just pulling from it now. Steph, Dame, as soon as they get across the half course line,
Right, the logo.
The logo. They're going to have a little blip right there.
All right, let's keep count.
Logo Dame.
Tanner, I want to see when we can get to the number. So Jordan had 8 years of 30 points a game. So how many did I say LeBron had so far? 2?
2.
Shaq had how many?
0.
None.
0.
How about Kevin Durant? 2. This year he's over. We're not counting it until he finishes it, but he's over right now at 30.9. He's had 2 in his career. So LeBron 2, Kevin Durant 2. There's
That's
4,
4.
right? So
Yeah.
who's the next best scorer in today? You want to go James Harden?
Yeah. I think he's done it once.
Let's go James Harden. He's done it more than that.
He's done it 3 times?
Yes.
Okay. So there's 7.
So that's 7. So Tanner, your heroes per se, your folks that are playing in today's league, the 3 best scorers in the league, LeBron James, James Harden, and Kevin Durant in their careers added up together, almost 30 years of playing, it is 30-some years of playing, still have less 30-point seasons than Michael Jordan. That's including Shaq. You'll throw Shaq in there because he's got 0.
I'm surprised LeBron only had 2. It seemed like he would have more.
Like LeBron can score, but I mean, I can sit here and say there is more to his game. He does want to get guys open and obviously find the wide open guy. So that takes away from the shots that he would take. But that's the same thing that I like to hold over him sometimes is I want you taking that shot instead of somebody else.
Have you heard my Space Jam comparison?
No.
No. Have you seen Space Jam?
Yeah, I've seen the first one.
Yes?
Yeah.
You have. Do you remember how the game ends?
No.
So Jordan jumps from half court. 2 Monstars try to grab him. He steps on them, steps through them. They grab him. He stretches Tanner from half court, his arm, 20-some feet, and dunks it to end the game. Now, Space Jam 2. They draw up the play. For LeBron, what's his favorite play? His favorite play is to draw the double team and kick it to Porky Pig in the corner. So Jordan dunks it to save humanity from slavery. And LeBron would pass it to Porky Pig and hope he hit it because that's the right basketball play. Correct?
Yeah.
That's the difference between the two. Best thing you can say is Space Jam. Like, Jordan dunked on aliens to save us all from being slaves. LeBron's play, they would draw it up for him to kick it to Porky. Or Sylvester or whoever the hell else.
I just.
How about the Tasmanian Devil firing up threes from the
when
corner?
I saw that graphic, I was like,
You talking about the shooting?
yeah,
stuff?
the shooting graphic. I immediately said, I was going to quote it, but I decided not to on Twitter. I was just like, you know what? But this is why I don't like today's NBA game. I like players. This is why I like watching John Wall play, because John Wall is still your old school really your point guard. He's not just sitting there at the 3-point line facilitating and trying to shoot the 3 all the time. I mean, he's slashing and driving the basket. He's still getting you the 10 assists that he can per game. He's playing defense. He's super fast. Like, I like guys. That's why I like watching Giannis. Sure, his game is not crystal clean and he's got all the cool crossovers. He just powers everybody down low and you can't stop him.
My proposal is to, if nobody's going to play any defense and we're all shooting from 50, I was doing shooting threes anyway. And think about it. You tell me bigger, faster, stronger. But is anybody bigger, faster, stronger than Shaq in the league right now?
Bigger and stronger? Probably not.
Is anybody dunk better than Vince Carter?
No.
It's been 20 years since that happened.
No.
It's been 20 years since Carter's dunk contest. And we're sitting here talking about bigger, faster, stronger. So if that's the case, Hunter, why don't we move the goals up to 11 feet? If
Why
y'all are
not?
bigger, faster, stronger,
Why not?
and you're better, let's go to 11 feet.
Dwight Howard dunked on a 12-foot goal.
Oh, yeah, this stuff's fun. Yeah,
1 more inch isn't going to do nothing.
that's a foot.
10 foot to 11 foot.
That's a foot, not an
Oh,
inch.
yeah.
Let me tell you something.
You're
Kobe
right.
Bryant
An inch is not going to
in
do
a
anything.
game was wondering why his shot was off. And he said, I believe that rim might be a 1/4 of an inch off.
Yeah.
And guess what they did? They went out there, checked it. He was right. Now, those pros know. Somehow those pros know. They can just tell.
Well, you know where your shot usually comes off at or how it goes. So if you're out there shooting and from a certain spot, so Dennis Rodman, best way to explain Rodman is he would watch tape and say he's playing against Barkley. So he would watch the last 3 or 4 games of Barkley's tape, and every time he shot, he would put opposite side, short side. So if Barkley
he could
shot,
put himself in position when he was getting ready
so
to
when
shoot
Charles
the ball.
had the ball, if he missed the majority of his shots on the backside, he would be on the backside.
Right.
Or work that way. So Rodman studied rebounding tape that way, and he was really one of the first people to do that. And that's where when I'm kind of going
With the shots, yeah.
with that on it is knowing where they're going to shoot it. Damn it, I keep looking at those numbers like that is crazy. 30 points a game, is just I don't think people realize how freaking good that is and was to get. You know, he's going to get 30 tonight, average 30. You can't even say that about anybody in the history of the game.
The averaging 30 tonight.
Yeah, but who
This
has
season.
the most 10 assists a game? So
What do you mean?
Most
like,
games with 10 assists.
Most games
Yeah.
with 10 assists? It's probably Jason Kidd, but might be able to look that up. You can look up anything.
I was
Might
either,
be John
I was gonna say
Stockton.
I was gonna say John Stockton, but
Single game leaders for assists. That's not what I was looking for. Scott Skiles has the most in one game, 30.
I guess he didn't want to shoot the ball tonight.
Stockton's got the next 3 with 28, 27, 26.
Jeez.
Most NBA games of 10 assists. Here's one. NBA Stockton. That's not what it is. Let's see. That was the leader. That was even the picture was supposed to be. Most career assists. That is kind of a weird stat. I might have to do some research to find that. NBA most 10-plus assists in a game. That's the 2 10s. That's by team. That's going to be hard to find. Yeah, it's hard to find.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Tanner.
That's kind of a
Most 10 assist games in the NBA playoffs. Like, come on, you almost had it on that one.
weird. Yeah, they're just trying to narrow it down to weird statistics.
But who has them out of the leading scorers?
You talk about the most assists?
Yeah. Like out of LeBron, KD, and all them.
Well, LeBron will have more assists because he plays more of the point forward position. It's a hybrid of the point guard and small forward or power forward, however you want to call it.
So, you can look at it, different
when are we going to make that a starting 5 position? I play the point forward. We got these guys now that are positionless. Basically positionless.
They don't have any positions anymore. It's
what is position?
Well, here talking this stuff.
This is what I know.
My position in the future is just going to
be. No, it's not, because this is what they do now. It's they don't put point guard, shooting guard, small. They just put guard, forward, or center if you have one. That's just what they do. Or guard, forward. It just depends. They don't call them point guards, shooting guards anymore. They call them 1 guard, 2 guard, forward, center. That's it. That's it. They just don't call them the point guards and shooting guards anymore. They just don't. They call them 1 guard, 2 guard, or they just call them guards. It's just
that's stupid.
But basketball now has become, with the players, they're basically positionless because you can play them at any positions.
Wow.
Sometimes
I found a list.
Wow.
Not what he asked. This is a list of 30-point seasons all time.
Wow.
And Jordan is way dominant. Just jeez, this is crazy. All right, so last person to do it. Damn, this is a long time ago. This ain't right. This is the article is old, from let's say 10 years ago, but it's still
2011.
It's still what we need since then.
Okay,
I know we just talked hard on them, right? D Wade in 09, LeBron in 08, Kobe in 07. 2006, this is the year after the hand checking rule changes and the 3-second rules. Kobe, Iverson, and LeBron averaged 31. So one of LeBron's 30-point years, according to this thing, has an asterisk next to it as far as the scoring. AI in 2005, Tracy McGrady and Kobe in 2003, AI twice. So Iverson's got 3, 4. So he's your man. When you that's the next closest. Dominique 1, Bernard King 1, Adrian Dantley 3, George Gervin 2, Moses Malone 1, Jordan 8. Dominique Wilkins I got for 2. Karl Malone 1.
Mailman.
I don't know if Kareem ever did it. I know Wilt did it. Like they don't have
that was a man amongst boys in a professional
He's
league.
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight. He only did it 7 straight times. He might not have done it, Hunter. I mean, think about that. If he didn't do it, and Jordan's got 8. Let's count them. I'm pretty sure. No, he don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wilt's got 9.
Man.
One of them's a 50.4.
I mean, what I say, it was a man amongst boys at that time.
He his field goal percentage was only 51% that year, but he shot 100. 39.5 shots a game.
Oh my God.
How big of a turd would fans today,
if he shot that,
if Dwight Howard came out there tomorrow night,
shot 39 times,
39 attempts?
Good Lord. It'd be all over Twitter.
Think about this. That year he averaged, get this, Hunter, averaged 20 makes a game.
20 makes.
20
That means even if he shot 39 times, he made 20 of them.
He made 20 makes a game. So for your idea, only 5 players in the NBA, well, let's round up, 6, 7, 8, 9 players in the NBA average 20 shots. He had 20 makes
Jesus,
a
man.
game. Here's the only people that had more. Luka Doncic takes 21. Jason Tatum takes 21. And Bradley Beal right now, Hunter, 26 shots a game.
I know. We just won. We just won the other night.
Speaking of that, we're just talking about regular season basketball.
That shit was crazy.
So, wait a minute. So let me, and like I was talking to my friend about regular season basketball, I said, dude, come the fuck on.
Yeah.
The Cavs have beat the Nets twice,
Right.
and the Wizards just beat them, scored
Yeah.
149 points.
In regulation, not even
And then the
overtime.
Lakers got beat by the Detroit Pistons by 15 points.
I know. It's
Don't tell me they're playing for real.
No.
Don't tell me they're being serious. The guys out there might be, but damn, the Lakers got beat by 15 points by the damn Pistons. Oh God,
man.
I think even the Hornets beat them. Wizards
Hornets
went.
beat the Nets too.
So Wizards last night, or this week, the Wizards, who are in last in the East, beat the Nets, and the Pistons, who are next to last in the East, beat the Lakers,
And
I wanna say-
the Hornets beat the Bucks.
and the Hornets beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
Hornets are in the playoffs right now.
Right now. I'll tell you what.
At 9
I'll
and
tell-
11.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what. They're gonna make a push for the 8 spot. I know some people
They
might
might.
not care, but I'm telling
There's like
you,
7 teams doing it.
they're gonna make a push for the 8 spot.
There's 7 teams trying not to suck the worst.
And I think it's because of Gordon Hayward, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's balling the hell out. I'm so happy to see him outside of Boston in a place where he can thrive. I love to see it. The fact that he's the first scoring option on this team. That's
He's
what he
so-
was for Utah.
He's so big.
He's so big.
People
and,
don't realize how
and
big
he's
he is.
and people don't realize his game is versatile. He
Yeah.
can shoot the 3, he can shoot the mid-range, drive the basket, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, because of his size, he can have a kind of a post-up game. Obviously not on a big 7-footer, but I mean, he's got one.
23rd in the league in scoring, averaging 23 a game with 5 points and 4 assists from Gordon Hayward.
But to go back, I will not be watching much regular season basketball, though, even after NFL is off.
He's averaging more than Devin Booker this year.
I think Booker's shots.
Donovan Mitchell,
I think
Victor Oladipo.
I think his shots will be down a little bit this year, Booker, because of Chris Paul being on board. He's going to try and get more people involved. It's not just going to be the Devin Booker show. So that doesn't really surprise me. And the Utah, they had their 11-game win streak snapped. They were really rolling. So
I don't even know what to think about them.
I don't either. I don't either, because look, we're going to sit here and talk about. I think Utah is either first or second in the West, but guess what? I think they could get beat by the 5th or 6th seed, or the 7th seed. I just don't know.
Had an idea.
Regular season to me is just like, eh.
Had an idea. See what you guys think.
Yep.
Kobe was he Nike
Kobe was a Nike
when he was done?
Yeah.
Because I knew it was Adidas at first. Couldn't remember.
He was Nike.
Since Kobe was Nike, what about a Jordan Kobe special edition?
Oh,
Hold on. Wait a minute. The Lakers colors or whatever, but had the Jordan logo, but with a ponytail for his daughter.
for Gianna.
Think about Jordan logo with a ponytail to sell to girls
Right.
and whoever,
Right,
if men if they want them.
right.
But a women's version basketball
And
shoe,
you
a
put-
Jordan version, Jordan logo,
Yeah.
but add a ponytail
And then
to
instead of having Air Jordan on the front, like on the
you can still have that. Wait,
No,
whoa,
no,
whoa,
no,
whoa, whoa.
no, no,
We're
no,
not
no.
going to take Jordan's name. He's not
No,
going to take
no,
his
no,
name.
no. I'm not saying you take Jordan off of
Right,
it. I'm
right,
just saying sometimes on the
tab it says
on
Air
the tongue it says Air Jordan. Sometimes it says on the tongue
Yeah.
or on the tab you could have 8 or 24 on it. I'm telling you. Well, as soon as you said, and putting Gianna on there would be very nice. But as soon as you said Kobe and Michael, I'm surprised they haven't already done it.
I want
I
the
really
Jordan
have.
logo with a ponytail.
I really have.
Some purple and gold.
I mean, he's made so many different shoes. Technically, Kobe was not a Jordan
No,
brand
he wasn't.
athlete,
Right.
But I mean, who cares?
They would sell.
Oh my God,
They
they
would
might be the
sell
most.
like
They
crazy.
might be for people that are that really
Girl basketball
covet.
players would buy that.
Yeah, oh yeah. For people that covet shoes and are shoe collectors, like sneakerheads, they'd be all over it because it would be like a tribute shoe, a one time.
Do you think we should let's do a mock up and send it to Nike and and have them send us a rejection letter? Do you know who you know who Larry Johnson is? Was Grandmama. Do you know Grandmama? Ever heard of it?
No.
Wow. Okay. So Larry Johnson, I'm gonna pull this up. Give me just 2 seconds, Tanner. I'm gonna have you pull it up. LJ was a Charlotte Hornet. Played on UNLV, the Running Rebels, the famous team that got beat, undefeated team that got beat by Duke. So they had this campaign in Charlotte. Pull it up. You got him? Yeah, we're there. All right, so this is Grandmama.
That's
What
LJ?
What you think about him?
That's LJ, and I'm not talking LeBron James.
Larry. This is the original that's LBJ.
Yeah.
No, he was Lyndon Baines Johnson. Can't be that either. That was the president.
Anyways,
All right, this is Larry Johnson, also known as Grandmama. So the commercials, Tanner, it'd be you've seen Kyrie's Uncle Drew. This is
Yeah.
what they stole it from. This is straight up thievery of
Highway
Larry Johnson
robbery.
in his dress. So LJ, they used to have Converse commercials where he's just dunking on people in a dress and everything. It's funny, but his name was Grandmama. Was his name? So it's like Superman puts on his outfit. He's not Clark Kent anymore. He's Superman. So Larry Johnson was Grandmama. So what's interesting, fun like backstory on it is that Grandmama, this idea was invented by my 5th grade teacher over here in Cherryville, and he sent it to Converse. Okay, Converse didn't write him a letter back. Nice, cute idea. Fuck off. Basically, a year later,
they're running this.
they're
promotional.
running these commercials and stuff. He comes out, it's like, that's the exact same thing I sent
right.
to them, and he sued Adidas and won. Because he had sent it, and they had sent back there's a confirmation letter basically, and everything, and then they come back and he sued them for this and ended up winning some money off of it in it. But LJ was fantastic. There's the story of Grandmama. I guess we could go on and watch it on YouTube. But they filmed the videos over here in the old Dallas gym, and it looks just like you see the commercials, just an old gym or whatever. And that's where we used to play our little all-star games at. So we were so pumped that we got to go over that Larry Johnson's sitting there, dunking on those goals, knowing that like those he better not hold on too hard. He's gonna rip the whole building down.
But yeah, I mean,
But Grandmama,
hey, we could do that. Go ahead, type it up, send it over to Jordan, Nike, whoever you want to do it. I'll personally deliver it down here
Air
to Michael.
Gigi's.
I'll just Air Gigi's. There you go.
Hey,
Air Gianna's. Or Air, you could go them Air Bryant, seeing how they're both last name is Bryant, Kobe and Gianna. So.
Yeah. But I it's just thinking, Grandmama, that was a good promotion. Those shoes were badass too, like the Larry Johnson shoes, Charlotte Hornet colors. Ooh.
Anything,
Go ahead and switch
I'm
over.
seriously, anything that is old school Charlotte Hornets colors is badass to
gonna
me.
pull those
Like,
up
think
real
about
quick.
it. Even those crazy retro like foam cups that have they're like teal and
Pull me over.
purple. I'm like,
Switch back.
those are Hornets colors.
Check these out. So those are the LJs are on the left. The other two are Kevin Johnsons. So you had this. This was one of the first lace protectors here on the left, purple and teal. You got a little picture there with the LJs. There's you a better look at the black versions of them. And I love those straps. They had the Air Max bubbles in them. Things were comfy. And those things were the hot ones. Check out them teal ones, Hunter.
Those are sick.
Man,
The teal LJs. Everybody rocked these, man.
They should make Hornets wear those.
How cool are those? And now LaMelo Ball has stole his number.
Two.
These are the ones that I had. These right here. They
What they selling for right now?
$333.
Yeah, you can miss me with that. Sorry.
Wow, I didn't expect that. Those are some of my favorite. These are the ones I had. I didn't have the black ones or the teal ones. I had the white version that had a couple more extra colors on it.
Yeah.
These are the ones. These are the exact ones that I had and I played basketball in, as these white ones. Barkley, I would go with. This is all time favorite right here. I've got a pair of Converse. They actually made, Hunter. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. Converse made a pair of Hornets, just straight up Hornets kicks.
Yeah.
And I've got them somewhere. A long time ago. Let's see if I can find it. They even had the Hornets low. Here they are. Yep. Check them out. Like, they made team shoes back then you could buy. Look at this.
Ooh.
Look at this, Hunter.
Yeah.
Old Converses. It's got the Hornets logo on it, and on the
Yeah.
back it says Hornets.
Nice.
But that's so you could buy like team shoes. Like, so you could buy the Bulls or whoever.
This just came across
Those are the Agassiz.
This just came across the ticker. You won't really care much about it, Kevin, but the Atlanta Braves are hiring Chipper Jones as a part-time role as a major league hitting coach.
Okay. Who cares?
Yeah, I know. That's what I meant. You won't care, but this is Braves country, and I care.
All right, these are set real quick. While we're talking Hornets shoes, these are sick, by the way. But I want a pair of these. These are some of my favorite Jordans of all time. Is the Hornet colored ones? These are the ones that these had, and if you don't know much about Jordans, a lot of these shoes, like, they were one of the first ones. They started listing his accomplishments on the bottom on his shoes. So these with the stripes on the bottoms, they look like Hornet shoes. Another one that they made was when they made the ones in Carolina colors, those things could get really nice. Those in Carolina colors are sick as can be. And I do want to talk about one or two other more shoes real quick. I did not like these too much. A ton of people had those. They just looked weird for me. But these right here, Hunter, Air Jordan 13. I want to talk real quick about them before we go. A little fun story for Tanner here. So, long time ago, Tanner, there was a boy who played basketball. And, you got lockers in high school and everything. I'm going to pull up the exact ones I had. Here's the ones I had. Is Air Jordan 13s. I wore these in high school. And one day in my locker, Tanner, I come to open it up. My locker was open and my shoes were missing.
Ooh.
Somebody had stole my Jordans. But I could kind of identify them because on this back corner on the left here, there was this black little scuff mark. And then where I had took a charge and slid back one time, I had scratched the hologram on the side there a little bit. So how about I'm sitting, I tell the resource officer, missing my Jordans and everything. I see a dude wearing them in school. Now, I wear 10.5. Right. I think back then it was like an 8.5 or 9. This dude that stole it was like the defensive tackle on the football team. He's 6'4", 300 pounds.
Those things were just squealing.
The tongues, he had them out.
Oh, God.
Because he couldn't fit in his shoe. So he basically had his toes in the shoe with the tongue out. And the resource officer told me he couldn't do nothing about it. That I couldn't prove that they were mine. I'm like, they have the two scuffs I told you about before I even, the last time we talked. Right. And these are 4 sizes too big for this dude, too small for him. Yeah. You're telling me I can't. So he wouldn't do anything about it.
Jeez.
So how about a month later, there is a school it wasn't a school shooting, but an accidental shot fired on school campus.
Right.
How about it was this dude wearing my Jordans shot a hole in his own foot through my Jordans.
Oh, no. Dang, man.
What kind of karma is that?
Karma's a bitch.
Stole my Jordans and was showing off a gun to a friend on school campus in the car and shot himself in the foot through my Jordans. I asked the resource officer if I could have my shoes back now.
Get back some bloody shoes. They ain't even white no more.
He still said no.
Jeez.
Them shoes ain't even white no more. There's blood all in them.
No, it's just crazy. Just crazy. So you think you think Chipper's gonna help him, Hunter?
I mean,
Or is he gonna just chew tobacco in the corner?
I don't think he's gonna hurt him. I don't think
Oh,
it
he's
hurts.
hurt,
I don't.
right.
He's not going to hurt. I mean, having him in, if anything, having him in the clubhouse because it is just part time. I think it gives him something to do than just go hunting all the time. I think maybe he wanted to get back in. You know, those players when they retire, they want to be part of the game still at somehow. And two, I mean, him giving because we are a young baseball team, having him in there and giving advice and whatnot, it won't hurt. It won't hurt at all. Also, just small baseball blip. Players Association is looking at doing a 154 game season this year. They're proposing that. So I don't know. I thought they were going to do 162. Why? I don't know why you're cutting down because they want to. They are in fact going to do an extended postseason if they do that. More playoff games. So
Good, but still, I don't fuck.
I don't think it's enough games taken off.
It
but,
says
yeah.
Brady will definitely consider playing past 45. Does LeBron play till he's 45?
He plays.
Yes.
He plays till Bronny's in the league.
My thing. Oh, here's another question, Tanner. Is he on HGH?
LeBron or Tom?
LeBron. And put it this way, would the NBA be against it?
No, they wouldn't be against
No.
it. Do I
see,
think
that's where I want to get to.
No.
Would the NBA not have financial benefits
if he played for a long time?
if LeBron played till he was 50?
Oh yeah.
Honest to God, I really thought that Michael wasn't going to quit. I thought he was going to be like, you remember P90X came out? I honestly thought we looked at each other and everybody's like, he's going to do P90X.
It'll just be fine.
And at 42,
Be the best shape of his life.
Like, really. And I thought somebody would convince him that. Be like, look, Michael, even the guy that did it was like in his 40s that did the program of P90X. And I always thought, like, if that guy can look like that,
right.
Michael damn Jordan can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he likes cigars and alcohol too much.
It's all about what your interests are.
And one thing that I always hold on, the reason why I think he finally walked away when he did was because of that scoring average.
He's the only one to still average 30.
Right. I don't think he wanted that. Wilt did average 30, but it's 30.012 against 30.1 something.
Mm-hmm.
So if he went down even a half a point,
Wilt would
he
have
could
it.
have got behind Wilt. And now he retires as the all-time leading scorer, 6 rings. What do you say? But I honestly thought, like, if anybody's going to sit there and play till they're 50 and just go out there because they like playing and they just want to whip somebody, it was going to be him.
Mm-hmm.
But is the NBA not financially, like, would look the other way? If not even supply it. If not even encourage it.
I don't know that.
I'm not saying that's what they're doing.
Oh, I know.
What I'm
just
saying is that let's say you're LeBron's camp, and he comes to you. You'll say you're Adam Silver. I'm like, look, we're thinking about taking HGH for the next 5 years. Are you against it?
No.
They wouldn't be against it.
I don't think so either. I think
They wouldn't be against it because he's still a draw.
right.
While he's there, he's still a draw. That's why everybody said they thought basketball died when Michael retired.
Right. Physically speaking, he's in fantastic shape for his age. That's why I say, is he really taking something? Like, we look at Brady, he doesn't look like he's
No.
taking all this extra stuff. Look at LeBron at age 39 being in shape and ripped, never having any injuries in his career. Like, so what's going to take him down? If it's old age, you're looking at age 50.
Right.
If it's a knee or an Achilles or something like that, then that changes things. But again, he's down to 22 points a game this year. That was Jordan when he was with the Wizards. So how low does he let that number get to? Is
I don't know.
that the determining factor? Where like I can't average 20?
What is it? He's
a
late
game
30s.
anymore?
I think he's 37 now, almost 38 or something. He can play. I seriously think he wants to at least. I think it's like just like a sentimental thing if he plays until Bronny gets in the league.
That's what he said he would.
What if Bronny don't get in the league?
What are you talking
Retired.
Has
about?
anybody ever thought about that?
Then he retired. I mean,
What if your son doesn't make
Hey,
the NBA? Like,
Michael's-
hey, I'm going to play till my son makes
listen,
it.
Michael's sons didn't.
No.
Marcus, no, they didn't make it.
How many sons have made it in the NBA?
Hardaway Jr.'s son made it.
Okay.
It's tough. It's tough. Very rarely do they. Shaqif, what's his name? Shaqif?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, Sharif. He's got an opportunity.
Here's the list of second generational players before we get out of here. Cole Anthony.
That's right. Yeah, he did make it.
Bobo.
Yep.
Devin Booker.
Okay.
His dad played. I don't know who Melvin Booker is. Kobe Bryant's father played.
Mm-hmm.
Rex Chapman's father played.
Okay.
But again, none of these people that you've like. How many of them are good?
Right.
The Currys. Okay.
Okay.
You can go with that. The Dunleavys, senior and junior. The Patrick Ewings, senior and junior.
Sabonis and his boy.
Harvey Grant and his two in the league now.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy and Jerry.
Jared. Yep.
Hardaway and Hardaway Jr. You mentioned him. George Carl, Cody Carl. John Lucas Jr. Sean May, Scott May. Larry Nance Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Payton. I didn't know his dad played in the league. Glenn Rice.
Yeah.
Glenn Rice Jr.
Yeah, his son played. Yeah, his son played at Michigan.
Doc and Austin Rivers, Glenn Robinson, Arvidas and Devontae Sabonis. John Stockton's kid played.
Rice's son didn't play at Michigan. It was Robinson's son that played at Michigan.
Right.
He played alongside Hardaway Jr.
Clay Thompson and Michael Thompson. That might be one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
It might be. Luke Walton and Bill Walton. Did you know Andrew Wiggins' father played in the league?
I did not.
Did not either. So there's your list.
They didn't have Sabonis on there.
Yeah, I said Sabonis.
Oh, you did? Oh.
I said Arvidas and DeMontis. You were making a point about Doc Rivers when I was reading that one. Or Robinson. You was talking about Robinson.
Oh, right.
That was the one right before Sabonis. So Arvidas and DeMontis. So, there is some, but of those, how many stars had a son that was a star?
Right.
Like Dale Curry wasn't a star.
Mm-mm.
Michael Thompson wasn't a star. Clay and Steph are.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Ewing's son, no. I'm just trying to think close. Press and Pete Maravich, but damn, that's a long time ago. I don't know if Press was a star. Kobe's daddy wasn't a star. Tim Hardaway, those are pretty. Tim Hardaway Sr. was damn good.
Oh, and Junior's not bad. I mean,
Right,
he ain't his
but he's not a
daddy.
star.
No, but he's not bad. I mean, he plays really good.
But I think my point, Hunter, was trying to make it's hard to get star. He may play.
Mm-hmm.
He may. The Vanderways, I would not have thought there were two Vanderways.
The only other
in the
one
NBA.
I can think of is whenever Dwayne's son get in. But you never know how he'll turn out. We'll see how Wade's son get in.
Which
does.
one?
All right, I don't want to hear that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. No. No.
All right, Wednesday, me and Hunter's going to do our best with Zach and we're going to get Zach's predictions for the Super Bowl this weekend. Chiefs and Bucks will face off, and we're going to talk about that on Wednesday and more. I need to get Gene to give us a call and talk about his. We might give him. He called Saturday, but I'd like to a little bit more. Man, he might be in town. Maybe we might want to come in. But I do want to talk to him sometime in the next week or so about they got their first victory this weekend. First game of the season. He got ice cold. He got to Bath up in Surrey County. I'm sure that was cold as shit.
Yeah, Jesus.
And we're going to talk about that, NBA and more on Wednesday. Go ahead and play some Playmakers, Tanner. You can play it. Take us away, sir. But the key is you got to turn the simple phone on. Actually, you don't. You just got to do this. There you go. Thank you for watching another Shock Joxx Sports Podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 8 or 9. I can't remember what I wrote down on the board, but thank you for everybody. Hunter Yancey, Tanner Howard helping. Me and Tanner's going to do some more rap songs for fun. You want to talk about it? Never mind.
Like me, 'cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you